Remember?
Yeah.
About Christmas. They're just talking about how like in Christmas, like Christmas in Australia.
Yeah.
How it's like similar to Christmas in America.
Yeah.
Is it? Is it?
I mean, sort of. Like it's just like a general holiday that's kind of celebrated. But in Thailand, it's like just another day. Like all the shops are kind of open, whereas in Australia, it's closed.
Yeah, everyone goes. They do like big fairy lights, big family Christmas lunch, lots of presents. But I feel like that's America.
Yeah, it's like in America, it's like there's like a dinner, I guess. Well, you wake up in the morning and you get like you open your presents and all that, and then you have dinner or whatever. But the food is kind of similar to Thanksgiving food.
Yeah. But I would say like the biggest difference we have is like we give the gifts in the evening before. So if you have like a Christmas morning for the presents, we like have like Christmas evening. So like Santa Claus comes and everyone's like singing or reading the poems, whatever, and it's like everyone's together having dinner, giving gifts, and go home.
Yeah, like I was one of those kids that would like always be like, "Mum, let me open them on Christmas Eve," and I would be like, open up like awake at 4 a.m. fucking just waiting for everyone to get up, so we can open the presents. I was set up to eat a kid.
Well, when did you find out that there was no Santa Claus? Like,
There is.
there is Santa Claus. There's always a time you find out, right?
Yeah,
And
but
then,
there is Finland, they have Santa Claus.
but it's like, do your parents know that you know? That's the game you have to play.
Yeah, but it's like an art form. Like there's some children where it's like you gotta lead your parents on to believe that.
Yeah. So they give you gifts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I did that
Yeah,
too.
my sister was like so good at that. I think she got to like maybe 12 years old.
That's far.
Yeah.
That is going very far. That's very.
But I was like, I was like, tell me it's not real. My mom was like, no, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you. And what I believe, like I just really believe was like, you know, you two come out and then you put it under the pillow, like yeah, I believe that forever. And I still think like, how did I not wake up and they put the money under my pillow? Like, oh, now it's like my cat moves, I'm already up. You know.
Yeah. Well, kids will believe anything, you know.
They do.
And then, and the smart ones, once they realize it's not real, they'll make a decision like, do I keep going with it or not?
And then growing up, you can tell who has been manipulating parents and who
Yes.
has not, you know?
Exactly. So, you know, like right now we're live from Phuket, and which means like everybody is here for Christmas, but no one is from here. No one is from here. Nobody is Thai. Nobody is born here. Well, are you Thai?
That's
No,
crazy.
No, I'm just saying, like, are you Thai? Like, are you part Thai?
No,
Okay, so I didn't know. You know, I have to ask. But yeah, so like, it shows you Christmas is not that important. You know what I mean? Like everybody's away.
Christmas
I
right?
don't know,
We were in the
Christmas
gym
at
with
all.
her.
I feel like I mean, this is the thing when you get older, like it just kind of becomes like a normal day. But I've also been fighting like every 2 weeks, so like I'm always in fight camp, so it just doesn't really feel like Christmas to me. Fighting in like 2 weeks, I fought last week, so.
Yeah, I feel like all my turns and trainings always, so it's like you don't really think about it, right? Like we don't have like free time to think about like family events.
The gym was close today, but we were all in training, so it's just another day. We go live.
Also over here, it's like you're isolated even more. You know what I mean? Because you're on the island, so things could happen, and you would have no idea it's going on until after it's over.
Yeah, I always like to say living in Phuket is like living in a bubble, you know, like you don't know what's going on outside.
It was also social media, like you still see stuff that's going on, and I feel like you still got like so many people from different places all over the world that still come here, like especially like people that come for 2 weeks and they bring whatever shit's going on in their life, they bring it here. Say like from the whole Israeli, like the whole thing with Israel and all that, like they'll keep coming from Israel, they'll keep going back to see their families, like so you still know what's happening. I feel like if I was in Australia, I probably wouldn't have even known what was going on in Israel because it's not something that we focus on, but here because there's people coming all the time, and people going all the time, you do kind of get a little bit, but if you kind of like stay in your friend groups and not really like meet as many new people, then yeah, it's kind of like being in a bubble.
Yeah, well, if you've been here, if you lived here for a long periods of time, and then you start to see people come in that you don't really know these people, man. They're just like people from all over the world just coming in to train for 2 weeks or a month or whatnot. But they're like super happy. You know, you see it on their
they're
faces.
like, oh my god, Thailand! Like, what is sitting right here? Like, oh my god! I'm like, yeah, been here 4 years. Let's play the bit.
There's like you see it in their face, like when they're in class and all that. You're just like, they're so happy to be here. You're just like, dang.
Yeah, and wait for it,
I
wait
think it's
for it.
because, like, I don't know, for me anyway, it's just been like I guess the caliber of international fighters, like, all kind of coming to this like one place. It's like a fight capital of the world, you know, sort of thing. And I know, like, obviously, like, training partners is really good, and then I know just meeting all these different people, and it sort of just shows you like sort of where you're at, opens your eyes a little bit. That's definitely been my thing.
No, I would say like even when I moved to Bangkok, that's when I got like really I found that happiness for Thailand again, like with Bangkok. And I guess it's the same. It's not like a little bit the same reasons because like so many people come and go and like I don't know. Yeah.
Because actually, like Australia, in a way, it's like its own little bubble. Like
Yeah.
we're just like all the way down there, like cut off, like just kind of like that's it. You know, we come here and we just got like all these different people, all these different cultures. Like I think it's cool. I love it.
Yeah, I remember my first day coming to Bangkok. Like I was shadowboxing. I look in the cafe. I was like, "Fuck, that's Brad Riddell over there." And like, oh shit, that's Gordon Frey. Keep the down. It's like normal people. Like chat to them every day.
Yeah, that's been surreal. Like the coaches at Bangkok, people will hear about them at home.
Wow, yeah, especially I think Brad is like one of everyone's like, oh my god, like Brad is so funny and like a nice person, you know.
But it's not even like from a fighter's perspective. I'm just talking about from just like a regular person's perspective. Like you just see people in the gym. Like I don't even know who these people are. I just go to class, you know, and just go to class and do classes, and you just see people, you know, cycling in and out. Yeah, and they're like enjoying themselves so much, and I'm just like, dang, they're like extremely happy. You know what I mean? It's like mental health. It's like literally like mental health. They're coming out here for their mental health.
But a combination like of sun and training and all of that, I think that's just like it has to sparkle your soul, you know.
Yeah.
It has to.
My parents came over. My parents came over like a month ago, and they weren't even training, but they saw the gym and was like, "Holy shit, this is like a sick gym." And then like Gold Coast is pretty similar to Phuket, where it's like got all the beaches and like it's got everything like that. But they just said like everyone here is just so friendly. It's like a different culture. Like it's just part of the culture to be a good person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Thais have so little, but they'll give you so much, and you rarely see like a sad Thai.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, and kids too, like Thai kids. I don't like. I never seen them whining and crying. Really.
Oh, I love Thai kids.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But like, for example, say my grandma, she never believed that I do this here, and I actually do like Thailand, and like she couldn't just like I don't know. It didn't fit in her head that it's just nice to be here. And until she came, she was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
like it's nice out here." It's like, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, not I don't know, but in the holidays it can get tough, I think.
In what way?
It's
Yeah.
alright.
You know, like sometimes, you know, you want to go back home during the holidays.
I'm not really thinking about it just because I'm fighting every so often. Like I'm just so
But
focused
I'm
on
saying
that.
like some people, you know, they get homesick pretty easy.
Yeah.
For
You
sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I wasn't homesick, but like now after 4 years, like I start to feel like everyone's getting old and everyone's getting their own lives, and you know they're like kind of missing out. The same like my best friend like moving her own place and like all of that, and I'm like missing out on that. So that's what I like.
You might be missing out on one thing, but like you're creating something that
Yeah,
you want to do
That's
over here.
what
You know
she
what I mean?
reminds me all the time, and I'm like, oh man, it's so sad. I'm like not there with you, and she's like, look what you're doing, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Opportunity cost, I guess.
Yes.
No, there's not much better you can do than live on an island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting
In bubbles.
So many people have messaged me since I got here, and they're just like, "You're living the dream."
Yeah, we are living the dream. We
100%.
are, and that's why we have to be grateful for it.
All right, so last Friday, they had one Friday fight. Is it Friday fight?
Yeah, Friday
Yeah.
night. It was a weird one though, because
What was
normally
it?
they're
Normally they're
46.
free, but this one it was like a pay-per-view. But obviously we're in
Pay-per-view.
Thailand, so we get it for free anyway.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
Oh, where did you watch it? Because
You
I
go.
fell asleep. And then I watched like the prelims. You know, like I watched like the first all the way up to like Kula.
Don.
Yeah, Kula Don. Right. He
Yeah.
knocked out old boy. Right.
Yeah.
Fell asleep because I was gonna watch all the other ones. Woke up, all the fights were done.
Yeah, you had to go onto like the YouTube, and then it had a link on the YouTube, and then it was like to a one championship page. But
Yeah.
I have a VPN, so there have been times where like I've been connected to my Aussie VPN, so I'll pay $60 and you just turn it off, and you're in Thailand, you get it for free. So
Incriminate yourself on the internet. Dude.
yeah, I love Bucket.
But let's talk about what's her name? Petita. She's the
Ooh.
interim atomweight kickboxing world champion now. She just beat Anissa Mexen. So Mexen's she was considered like probably one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And Petita, how old is Petita? Let me see.
22, if I'm not
She's
wrong.
only-
Yeah, she's only
21. She's 21,
Mhm.
and she just beat
Anissa
maybe
Yeah.
in her prime too. Anissa
Yes.
Mexen's in her prime. What did you think? What did you think about that?
No, I was hoping her to win. I really was hoping that, and I think it's a big thing for her, you know. And I think when she was fighting at Thai fight, she didn't really get enough like eyes on her. I think she deserved a lot more eyes, and yeah. And now I'm happy that she's fighting for one, and that she won the championship too. So it's like, yeah, now everyone knows who she is, and I think she deserves to be out there.
Yeah, I've seen her fight a couple times. I interviewed her a few times. Too,
Oh,
you know what I
really?
mean? Yeah, because
Oh.
when she started with one,
Yeah.
that's when I was going to the shows and stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
so yeah, like watching her fight, I didn't really know much about her until like she just
Yeah.
came on the scene recently, and then watching her, I was just like, man, this girl, she can be like
Yes.
the biggest star.
Yes,
like, for
and
them.
yeah, and she's been fighting like good names when she also
Yeah.
was in Thai fight. Like I was the same. Like I had no idea about her, and then she started beating big names, you know, and that she fought one of my old teammates too, and then I started really like, oh, like she is good and upcoming star, you know.
Definitely, and she was
Yeah.
fighting the boys. Yeah, she has a good story.
But she was
Yeah,
fighting
she
boys.
had, yeah,
Yeah, huh?
She was fighting boys.
yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, she didn't have anyone to fight, and
Yeah,
then she was
she
just
was
fighting
fighting
boys.
boys, yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking
Since-
weapon.
Yeah, like since like 10 years old. Yeah.
And her style, though, I think, just from me watching her last couple fights, her style is like really good for kickboxing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
her
it
hands
is.
are really good. She can knock you out with her
Mhm.
hands.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it. I didn't see that fight because I fell
It's really
asleep.
good fight.
I fell asleep
also
after.
fell asleep.
Yeah, I fell asleep after Nico Carrillo's fight, and then I woke up and watched Talon Chai and just didn't go back and watch any others.
Mexen, she hasn't fought in a long time, so maybe you could
Yeah.
say that she had some ring rust or whatnot. But
How many fights has she had? Like
Mexen,
like a lot.
yes,
like-
she's had-
Like hundreds?
Like 100
Yeah.
fights.
Yeah,
with-
I don't think you lose it if you've had like over 100 fights. So,
Well,
Yeah,
but they might do a rematch. So
yeah, I think they're gonna do a rematch because I was reading the comments after, and everyone's were like, "Oh, Anissa lost only because she hasn't fought in a long time,"
Mm.
which like kind of is true because like the Thai has been very active, but I still think like I don't know, like Anissa's been asking for a title shot for so long and all of that.
everybody has an excuse. Well, you know,
Yeah.
there's an excuse for everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You could have done like a 3-month camp,
Yeah, and
for a
just
fight.
yeah,
and then there always could be an
yeah,
excuse.
yeah.
right?
You lose,
So,
you're always gonna have excuse.
yeah.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
this is fighting. There's
Yeah.
no one's.
Yeah, it's
nothing
like
is,
fighting.
yeah,
Yes.
Nothing's 100%.
Yeah, nothing's
I mean,
promised.
And nothing is what you see on the outside either. That's
Yeah.
fighting too, you know. So, but yeah, I think, man, it's cool to see her like
Yeah, me
rise to
too.
that and like end the year
Yes.
as the champion now, and
Yeah.
then she could fight. I think she's gonna fight Janet Todd.
Yeah,
Janet
probably.
Todd's which Janet Todd hasn't fought in like 3 years or something like that, which is crazy.
No,
too.
didn't she fought Alicia just yet?
Yeah,
No?
but then for
Kickboxing,
yeah, for
yeah,
kickboxing.
yeah.
So I think she could actually go to boxing in too, which
Yeah.
is good for her.
Didn't she do boxing? No.
Yeah, I think she went
did,
to like
yeah.
national team or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's done a lot of shit for being
Yeah,
21 years old.
Yes, I listened to her story too. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
surprised.
All these girls, you know what I mean? Like they be through a lot of shit. Like a lot of the girls
Yeah.
fight the boys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, but it's like, what's next for her though? Do you follow The one championship?
Yeah, I follow one championship a fair bit.
You do?
I mostly focus on the guys, though, if I'm being honest.
You don't care about Pejija?
Not really. Not really. Yeah. If I'm being honest with you, I'm just like Karoliina talk. Yeah.
He was just hoping I don't.
Yeah, pretty
He was just hoping.
No, to be honest, I don't really watch. Like, sounds like I should watch it because I don't really watch.
You have to
women's
watch
fights.
her.
Yeah,
She's, like,
you
one
have to watch that. It's a super good fight to learn too. You know, it's like a fight to study because like the way she moves and like counters and throws things it's nice. Yeah.
The only really girl that like I make an effort to watch is Zhang Weili. Like she's one of the only girls that I like make an effort because she's like when she fights, it's like she just fucking dominates everyone, and that shit's exciting to me. Like.
But she hasn't dominated Rose Namajunas though.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a shock.
That was
That was a shock.
That was
But
two
still,
fights.
Yes.
That was a shocker. That was 2 fights.
Yeah.
She won the. She lost the second one too.
Yeah, I also think because like Weili, obviously she trains at Bangtao, and also like
But those were before Bangtao.
Hey?
Those fights were before Bangtao.
no, what I'm saying like that's another reason I follow her, like because she's at Bangtao, and also like she's had a Muay Thai and kickboxing journey before she went to MMA. It's like fighters that have had kickboxing and Muay Thai journeys like it kind of gravitates me a bit more to them, like Adesanya and Pereira. Like those are like fighters that I want to watch a bit more, just because I just think it's a bit more exciting.
Well, like I used to be one of those people that thought like, oh, the MMA fighters, they have like their striking is very high level, even like compared to like the world class strikers in like kickboxing or whatnot, right? I used to think like that until I started going to the one shows and watching
Nah.
the Muay Thai and the kickboxers fight, and then seeing the MMA fighters fight the kickboxers in kickboxing, and you're just like, nah.
Well, we were
Yeah.
talking about this the other day
Nah.
in the gym. It's just different.
Yeah, it's a different thing. Like, but
Completely different.
there are some
Yeah.
people that can like adapt it well. Like Pereira,
Of
he's
course.
like he's
of
adapted well, but I also think he gets away with it because he's just stupidly strong and like people wrestle him.
and he's stupidly brave
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he's just fearless. You know
Yeah,
what
I
mean?
think Oliveira is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
But-
striking in the one fights is just way more activity too.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
insane.
because you don't have to worry about takedowns. Like,
Yeah, but like even if you had 2 strikers in MMA, I don't think you'd have that kind of level of volume.
yeah, but
No.
like say for example, if one striker's rock, they might shoot for a takedown. Like it's
Yeah.
always got to be in the back of your mind in MMA.
100%,
Like
100%.
even like I had one amateur MMA fight and I fought a striker, but it was still in the back of my head. Like I could get taken down.
Definitely,
You know what
but I just think the level, like the volume of the striking in one championship is just out of control. Like I
Yeah,
did-
but I think especially like the one Friday nights I bought that like
is
yeah.
it true that is it true that you get penalized for inactivity in those fights?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know,
that's like
but it's rare. It's
Very
rare.
Yeah.
Because people go out like because one championship they also pay you based on being exciting. Like
Yeah.
you go out there and like you'll get maybe like $3 or $5 grand US like for your fight, but then you put on a fucking crazy fight and it's like okay now you've got $50K bonus. Like that's more than 10 times your fight purse. Just putting on a crazy fight or getting a viral knockout or whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So like one of my mates back home, Tyson Harrison, like he's fucking like he has not had a boring fight in one championship, and he's exciting to watch, and he's gotten like multiple 50K bonuses. He's gotten a few for the knockouts, a few for like just crazy fights. He fought Sexon and like
Our last fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a crazy.
yeah, he should have won that fight, but yeah, he's a star and he's gonna go places as well. But he's gonna go places because he's exciting. Like he hasn't won all of his fights, but they've all been exciting. And I think also coming from the Muay Thai culture, we care more about exciting fights rather than caring about just winning. You know what I mean? Like no one asks you what your record is in Thailand. They always ask you how many fights have you had. It's not like, oh, have you won or lost? It's like, no, who have you fought? Who have you beat? Or like even just who you fought. They don't really care if you beat them. Just like, did you put on a good show or not?
Yeah.
Is Tyson the one who shit this past?
Yeah, it's him. Oh dear. Yeah.
Always putting on
To
a
be
show, eh?
To be fair, he did put that
Yeah.
up on Instagram, so I don't think he'd care about us talking about it. But yeah, he must have eaten something just to shit his pants. Like he got punched in the stomach, and then they called it after the first round.
They said that like it flew past people.
Oh, that's fucked.
Like, because I was there at that show as well.
Where did it sit?
When they stopped the fight because of the doo-doo
That's
on
fucked
the
up.
canvas.
Oh my god.
They had like 6-7 people cleaning up the
Oh,
doo-doo
that's-
on the canvas. That was messed up, yeah.
That's
but,
messed up.
No editing that out.
but yeah, like one championship, they have like some pretty good female stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially
Oh,
Thai stars
yes.
too. You know, with like
Stamp Fairtex.
Yeah, Stamp and Petija, like Supergirl, Wonder Girl,
Yeah.
those,
Yeah.
they'll always be, popular.
Even foreigners, you know, like I think
yeah.
Alicia and then
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Alicia's pretty popular as
yes,
well.
like she's
surprisingly.
getting like now
Yeah.
even after I think the one when she won over Stamp, you know, that's
Mhm.
when she really like yeah. Of course that was her first fight, but like then she came back and then she proved that yeah, I am the champ and then everyone's like, yeah, respect.
Yeah, I think it's like the mom
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
Thing that she does, I guess. That draws a lot
Yeah,
of
she's
attention.
very like like she shows her everyday life, you know. I think that's what's like people like that. They want to like find similar things.
Yeah,
with
Angela
it.
Lee was the same.
Yes, yes.
I feel
Mom
like
champ.
yeah, people, especially amongst women,
Yeah.
it sort of resonates with
Yes,
them.
yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
Angela Lee definitely. She's not coming back. Most likely, I don't think she will. But her brother,
Mhm.
like her youngest brother, he's like bigger than Christian,
Yeah.
and he just signed with one championship, so he should be fighting next year.
Family
the
of
whole
fighters, they
family.
all
They're
good,
all
and
fighting.
who were they were good too.
They're all good. Christian
Yeah.
Lee is so good, and he's still
Yes.
super young right now
Yeah.
and like phenomenal. But, okay, so the other fight was Nico Carrillo, right?
Yeah, Nico Carrillo knocked out Nongo.
Okay, so
To
Nico
be fair, I
Carrillo-
called that. I said he was going to knock him out, and I said the
Well, I
difference.
think that's what everybody was saying.
Yeah, but the difference was going to be the little gloves and the power. Like, because fucking Nongo, he's just fought Jonathan Haggerty as well. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like
it's
I
too
feel
soon.
like the Thais, man, like they start fighting foreigners, and this is why the Thais are going down because like they just say like, oh, I'm fighting a foreigner. Okay, this is going to be easy. But then like you're at the high level, you're hungry foreigners coming in that are putting in weeks and weeks of training camps, whereas the Thais put in like 3-week training camps where they just ramp up the intensity.
Was Nongo the fight against the really like tall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this tall Scottish guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, bro, I was
a weird
surprised how
fight.
how
Nongo
good.
did good though.
I was
Yeah,
surprised
he's
how
doing
good Nongo did.
Yeah.
Like I knew that like not that I underestimated Nongo because he's obviously a legend in the sport, but it's like I just thought Nico was going to run through him, but Nico's legs were fucked. Like he was
Yeah.
hobbling and he had to switch stances multiple times, but then he just landed one big elbow into the punch combinations, and yeah, it was just
I think
down-
that was, like,
downhill
the
from
only
there.
fight
Yeah,
that
but I was
watched.
seeing him walking to the corner after first round. I was like, damn, I'm not sure if he like comes out in the second round, but yeah, obviously he
Well,
he
put
got it.
himself.
Nico Carrillo, he's good, but he's not like I don't know. He always has that one shot knockout.
Yeah, I think he
But,
beats
like,
Haggerty.
Do you think he will get that Haggerty from
I think he
Haggerty?
beats Haggerty if I'm being honest.
Well,
I mean,
he's-
knockout
I could be
or-
wrong, but
He's bigger than Haggerty.
I think he
man.
knocks him
He's
out.
so
So
big.
big.
Yeah,
He's huge.
Yeah, even with like compared to Nongo, we were looking at he looks big.
We had a Scottish boy here, James, not that long ago. He just went home, but he was saying that like Nico is like slightly smaller than me, and I'm walking around right now like 78 kilos, and Nico's fighting at like 66. So like he's fucking massive.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
huge,
probably
but-
recovers all of that too, you know, in 24 hours.
Yeah, Nongo, he's just he's not the guy anymore.
Yeah,
Mm.
but
But that's
it's
just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, it's just what happens.
Yeah, and then like when you've got like when a company sees someone that's an old legend, like the UFC are doing it with Tony Ferguson, like they're just feeding him to all these young guys because it's like okay, you beat him, then you like bring a bigger name, and that's what it kind of feels like One Championship's doing with Nongo now. Like they've given him Haggerty knocked him out. Obviously, Nongo was the champion at the time, but like Haggerty's just this big like this hungry Westerner that's coming up. He's had the One Championship title before, and now he's come back, beats Nongo, and then it's like, okay, what are we going to do with Nongo now? Let's give him to Nico Carrillo, someone that's fucking basically double the size of him, and just goes out there and knocks him out. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to see
he's
Nongo
not
right now.
only
But
Thai. I think they do that.
I wonder
Yeah.
why they would do that to Nongo. Like
Yeah.
Nongo, he's like he was probably the greatest champion that they had.
Yeah, but I think the like
Business.
one is changed, you know. That's what like
Yeah.
the one Friday nights it just changed,
They don't want all ties
Yes.
no more.
and I like because Western like people fight how they want to fight for someone for entertainment, you know. Like we just go and like we don't care, but ties, it's different.
Yeah,
I
this
think.
is a different level of entertainment.
Yeah,
Like this is
exactly,
an
yeah.
entertainment of like adjusting your fighting style to be entertaining. So
Yeah.
you could like come back and fight again and fight again and fight again. Not because you win, it's because you're entertaining.
Yeah.
Because if you come on Friday fights, you can make a pretty damn good career out of Friday fights.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
can. You
You
can
don't even
make
have to-
bonuses
yeah,
a lot.
You just
A
get
lot
bonuses
of
every time you
yes.
fight. Like what? Let's say you fight once a month.
And there was this
You
one
get a
girl.
bonus
She
once a month.
yeah she fought like crazy, and then I think she won like 6 fights in a row and got 4 bonuses
Yeah,
from it. I
yeah.
think it's like
The Hong Kong,
40,000.
the girl from Hong
Yes,
Kong.
yes. And she got
She's
like
nuts, right?
yes. And I remember one of my old teammates, like he was in the back room and he posted how she warms up. So I was like, oh my god! And she goes there and knocks out and gets another 10K.
She's a berserker.
scary.
Like, she's just,
Yes, but she
nuts.
warms up the same way. She
Yeah.
literally warms up the same way, like no shimmats, nothing, like just going crazy on her coach. And then she goes in the ring and does the same thing.
Yeah.
She looks like one of those like Japanese cartoon characters. Like
Yeah,
literally looks like
yeah.
a Japanese cartoon character.
I
Like,
actually I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about now. When you were
Yeah.
talking about,
She
like,
just
I
got
don't
a
know names,
contract.
it's
Yeah,
like,
I
she
don't know
just got
names
a
either.
contract.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like
she
that,
got last
yeah,
one because she
yeah.
won 6 fights in a row. So
Yeah.
they gave her a contract there.
And imagine like you have to go
Yes.
contender series 6 times to go to the UFC.
Crazy.
That would be crazy. Right?
How far apart was like the first fight to the last fight? No.
All in this year.
Yeah.
In
Oh,
the-
shit.
yeah,
She fought all this year.
she fought a lot, and like she didn't fought bad girls. I think she fought Celeste and like
She's
strong
like a
girls.
Terminator.
Yes,
Yeah.
but she goes and
Just
she
walks
just
through people.
like I don't know where she gets that gas tank from.
She doesn't really have much power, but then it's just volume and
Yes.
just like
Yeah, just
the
volume.
will to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she like
Tough.
makes you want to give up. Like
Yeah.
as far as like if I watch the fights, it's like people just give up. Yeah.
It's got to be hard to be so active in one though, because like I know so many people that have fought in one, they've like broken their hand because of the little gloves, or like they've gotten like a jaw injury because
Yeah,
like
me
shit
too.
like that, or like just because it's like it's little gloves, it's 3 rounds, it's more of a sprint. Whereas if you're fighting 5 rounds, you can kind of feel it out a little bit more. You got the bigger gloves and all that, so it does definitely make a difference. So like, fucking hats off to these cunts, fucking,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Fighting every like 1 or 2
for
months.
Sure, man. To me, I call it the new era in Muay Thai. It's
Yeah,
new
it
era.
is.
It's a new
not-
sport.
yeah,
It's a new
different.
sport.
New
It's
sport,
Muay Thai,
yeah.
but it's different. You know what I mean? It's new era, right?
When you go
But,
to Fairtex, I forgot what the show's called. It's like Fairtex Fight Promotions.
Yeah.
They do like 2 separate events where it's Muay Thai and then they have Muay Extreme, which is in the little gloves. I think one championship should do that because like there are some Muay Thai fighters that just don't want to fight in the little gloves because they don't see the longevity in it. They can go to other promotions and get paid more, whether it's like Rise in Japan, like Chad Collins, who I train with back home, he's getting like 30K a fight in Rise, and one championship won't offer him that. So he can go over there, make all that money in kickboxing, whereas he goes to one championship, he fights in little gloves, gets fuck all money for it. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. When there was Super Champ was the same. You know, there was a hardcore on Saturday night, which was like small gloves, and then Sunday night was Super Champ, big gloves, and it was the same. Like we like kind of got to choose where we want to fight at. Yeah, so it's like you want to fight with small gloves or go and fight with the big gloves, like real
People
Muay
usually
Thai.
getting paid more. for
Yeah,
small
but
gloves.
but you still get the paid the same, and that's
Yeah.
why I think the hardcore like fell out because no one didn't want to fight, you know, for like that small money they paid, and
It's different.
It
Like 4
is,
ounces
yeah.
is different. It's
Yeah.
different.
not that I have fought, but yeah, it is.
You've had an amateur MMA fight though. Like it's obviously different, like because it's slightly more padding,
Okay,
but you still
it's the same. Okay.
yeah, it's similar, but like when you don't have the padding there, it's just a little bit more sting behind it.
Yeah, but it's sad. Yeah, I can see that too. Like a lot of girls that I know, like are breaking hands. You know, the high level fighters, they go do 5 round like title fights, and then they go one, and then they're out after. You know, like
Have your Aussie amateur fights been like with the proper little gloves or like a modified version?
No, it's just a 4 ounce glove, but
So-
I don't know if it's like
it looked
But-
like a normal glove.
it's
Yeah,
pretty
like,
small.
yeah.
Yeah, because I know that Eternal does that. Like, but have all your fights been on Eternal or
Yeah.
no?
Oh no, my first one was on Beatdown Promotions,
Mm,
and
okay.
then the next one and the one after that were on Eternal.
Yeah, it's fucked, and you're not even getting paid for those.
Yeah, just for loving the money. Let's go. Yeah, no, but they were between the 2 shows. They were pretty similar. Like that, there's I don't even know. Can you even call it a glove? Like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that
Did
shit
you feel
hurts.
it on your? Did you feel it after with your hand?
In my hands?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think my right hand, especially like after the fights, is not really the same.
Like fingers or just hand?
It's just like even just bigger. Like this knuckle is just so much bigger, and this one too. Because sometimes I guess as well, like sometimes you're training in the small gloves, like even on pads and stuff, just like working my accuracy and power and just getting used to it, especially like in the lead up to my first fight. It's just sometimes it's definitely not the same. Like,
Yeah.
Do you want to have big knuckles? Is that what you want?
Me?
Yes.
Nah. That helps me knock them out better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you ever think like,
You're like, when I like,
Yeah.
when I go to the nail salon and they're painting my nails, you're like, oh my god, my hands are
Yeah. My hands are so ugly. That actually happens to me every time, and they're like, "Knock more." I'm like, yeah, that's why they
like
look
the scars.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, but they know when they're knock more. I'm like, yeah, it's not shouldn't be like that.
yes, like just look at the girls that do like bare knuckle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just
That's just crazy.
That's crazy.
Yes,
That's
but
off
I'm
the
always
chain,
like,
man.
I was always like super curious how they train for it, and then we had one girl in Bangkok just recently, and I sparred with her a lot, and then I asked her, and she said like, yeah, they like switch it up. Sometimes she would train with the small MMA gloves, then sometimes bigger gloves, and sometimes she literally trains bare knuckle, like hits pads bare knuckle. That's mad.
Yeah.
I've tried to hit back bare knuckle, like no, thank you.
It's just like I feel like you're just skinning your knuckles.
Yes,
They just bleed, and then
yes.
you're like, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
It's getting big. Like people like it. I don't know. You seen that video of that one girl after she won? She's like,
Yeah, she looked fucked up, bro. I know what you're talking about.
They all look.
Quasimodo.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, she just looked really bad, and she's like talking up the side of her
Yeah,
mouth.
but
You know?
like, what's
It's just-
such a good.
Yeah, that's
So you want to be a fighter?
Yeah.
Like they show you back. Like,
Yeah. There's a lot of.
you know, that's, I don't know if you want to be a fighter. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, I don't like. I've heard like people always say like bare knuckle is like if you don't have anything else to do anymore, you know, you're gonna go and do bare knuckle. But
What?
there's a lot of money in bare knuckle. If
yeah, it's
that's
not.
fair. You
Now
know?
it's not. You go into it. It's like
Mhm.
now it's like
It's a
an
career.
option.
Yeah, career.
Bro, look at
option,
Mike
yeah.
Perry. Look how good he's doing in it. And he's
Yeah.
making way more money
Look
than
at
he was in the UFC.
Bukal's doing really good in bare
Yeah.
knuckle too.
Who won? Him or Sentra? I forgot. Did he
He
beat?
won.
Yeah, he won.
Bukal
Mm.
But he's also fucking way bigger than Sentra. Sentra was fighting at like 63, whereas Borkow was fighting at 70.
Yeah.
I think Bukal broke his finger in the first round or something. And then he
Oh.
just fought the rest of the fight with a broken finger, bare knuckle.
What a
Yeah,
weapon.
broken face, broken
Yeah.
finger.
Broken life.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, poor cunt.
You think like bare knuckles, like when your life is completely broken as a fighter, and that's what you're doing
Yeah,
now.
it must be
You're
like
fighting
that.
bare knuckle on some circus. You know what I mean? Like traveling the circus with elephants, and you're fighting bare knuckle. You know, but now it's
Fast forward 10
for
years,
real.
one of us
Yeah.
is on bare knuckle.
But like,
Nah.
bare knuckle's legit. You know what I mean? Mike Perry, there's a lot of money in it now. You know, it's getting bigger
Yeah.
and bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's get into this. Some of this new stuff. So the first thing is Zhang Wei Li, of course, somebody that you guys probably seen around the gym over here in Bangtao. She might be famous. I don't know who she is. Alexa Grasso, right? So she goes online and says like, "Hi, champion. Maybe the fans want to see us fight at UFC 300." So basically, that's like her way of calling her out.
Is
to
Alexa
UFC
Grasso?
300.
Most polite.
Is Alexa Grasso the
polite
chick that beat Valentina?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
her?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Alexa, so
Beat her
Alexa
twice.
Grasso's
Yeah, beat her twice.
the flyweight champion,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
One win, one draw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
One draw.
Yeah.
Alexa Grasso
Got someone
responds by
keeping score.
saying, "I admire you so much, and I'd love to defend my title with you. Would you make 125?" And then
I don't know if Whaley can make
To
125.
be
She's
honest-
fucking big.
Why would she not make 125?
Yeah,
She
to be
fights-
honest,
she
She
like,
doesn't cut
yeah.
any weight.
I've
She,
been waiting for Whaley to come up the weight.
Yeah.
Like,
She fights at 115.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
fights at
Oh, I'm
115.
done. I thought she
Yeah.
fought at 135.
Yeah.
She's fucking big though.
I feel
yeah,
like
she walks around big.
I feel like when we were talking
Have you
about
seen
Yeah.
the girls that fight at 135? You compare her to Wei Li. Wei Li's small.
Yeah, but like if you like in the gym, she looks big, you know.
Yeah, but
Really.
the thing is, I think Wei Li for her,
I think
this is the time for her to do it.
yeah, I think so too, and I think
Yeah.
125 is good for her,
yeah,
and I think
125 weight.
yes, and Valentina and Whaley would be a dream match.
Yeah.
Like for yeah.
To me, I think that fight is a better fight.
Valentina and
Valentina and Wei Li.
Wei Li, yeah, me
Just
too.
the styles of
yeah,
you
and
know,
then
striking.
who wins that gets to fight on the title. But I understand Whaley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But Wei Li wants to fight for a belt.
yeah,
So like, and plus, I think she may be looking at Alexa Grasso as like an easier target.
yeah.
Mm.
That's true.
Because to be honest with you, like if you look at Wei Li's ground game, it's
Yeah.
better than
Yeah,
Valentina's.
especially the last.
So if Grasso wants to go to the ground with Wei Li's good enough to defend and
Mm.
maybe even submit her.
yeah,
And Wei Li striking,
Yeah.
I think she would want to strike with grass.
Yeah,
though.
I think so too, and I think she will be stronger at 125.
Yeah.
I really
Literally
think-
striking
yes.
at 125 is
Mhm,
scary.
Thank you. Don't want to get hit with that.
Scary.
Did she?
That's all you hear from her, right?
Yeah, pretty much,
At the
yeah.
gym, that's all you hear. Like, that's all you hear. Like, who's cooking?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a fucking weapon, eh?
Yeah,
like,
and she
just-
trains like one.
It's like a Tasmanian devil,
Yeah.
like just hitting mitts. It's
Yeah.
like-
And it's like Lily's like one of those that doesn't have any emotions, you know. Usually we talk like girls have a lot of emotions in the sport, but like she's like you don't
Yes,
you cannot
she's-
tell anything.
She's you know, have you ever seen that movie Ex Machina?
I've heard of it. I think I know what it is.
You know what I'm talking about?
Is that the one where it's like it's a robot?
Yeah, a female robot.
Yeah.
Right? That's Whaley. She's
Yeah.
like that female robot. Just like she'll do anything
Yeah.
for the world
Kinda
title.
like- yeah.
Like she trains 8 times a day. Like
Yeah.
there's nobody that
Yeah.
trains as much as her. As
Like she's
hard as her.
always in the gym, always like
No.
it's like you would come what every time she would always have a training, always.
I've never seen anybody like her in my life.
I saw Yuri Prohaska. He was pretty fucking crazy when he trained. I remember one.
His techniques, yes.
Yuri's
No.
pretty similar.
Yeah, like fucking when I got to the gym one time, I got to the gym at like 7 a.m. and Yuri was training. I left the gym at 11 after jiu-jitsu. Yuri was still training.
Yeah, same
And
with
then-
Bailey.
Yeah,
Yes.
but then I get to the gym at like 3 o'clock to run, and Yuri's in there doing weights, and then fucking he does sparring, and then after sparring he does like drills, and he's still going at like fucking
I feel
6
like
p.m.
that's like the MMA timetable is like that though. It's like you can't because you have so many disciplines to learn as well. You're
Yeah,
always,
true.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it is like they're training, but they're not like training at like such a high
High
intensity.
Yeah,
Yes,
Muay Thai is
yeah.
very like just intense for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you go
Yeah.
sleep.
Because Yuri, he
Yes.
does his like funk, he does his little thing, right?
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
does his thing. Like, that's Yuri. You know,
Yeah.
if you've been around Yuri, you know he's doing this thing. He's,
Yeah,
Let him do his thing.
yeah,
Leave
yeah.
him
He
alone.
lives literally like his own world,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
And if he wants to talk to you, he'll come and talk to
Yeah,
you. Like,
yeah.
that's just Yuri. But yeah, like I think he's different from Whaley. Whaley's just like regimented, like it's military.
Yeah, she
Mm.
really is
Does
like
she,
this.
Does she train like intense all the time? I visualize
Oh,
her to be
yeah,
like
I think
Yeah,
I feel like
she's
all of her
like-
sessions would be like
oh,
If
Really?
it's not
deadlifting.
intense,
Yes.
then it's not training.
Yeah.
Not like all the time, all the
She's
time.
like in the Undertaker, you know, like in the WWE. Like when she wakes up, she's like, "Thor." She's running like 5K already, like no breakfast. Like I
Yeah.
swear to God, like when I see her, I'm just like amazed
Yeah.
that she can do that.
What does she eat? Like I want to know.
I don't know what she's eating. She's eating probably like secret potions
Yeah.
from the mountains of from northern
Yeah,
China
some
or
Chinese
something.
thing,
Yeah,
yes.
some psychedelic honeys from some hornets from the from some farms out there. I don't know, but yeah, like when you see her, if you train right,
Yeah.
and then watch her train, then you're like, okay,
Yeah, I want to train like that too.
Yeah.
You just
But
feel bad about
sometimes,
yourself.
yeah, sometimes it would be like, oh, she looks tired too. You know, like you can tell it. Sometimes she's tired too.
She's
but
in like her 16th
Yeah.
hour on like Friday. She's like, oh,
no, but
she
then
kind of
there's
looks a bit tired.
there's a sacrifice to
Yes.
like so much training. and,
Yeah,
like,
of course. Of course.
you want to have a regular life too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you want to do regular things.
Yeah.
But we don't know Whaley like that. Like
Yeah.
like she's been here a few times now, right? But I don't know her like that. I haven't been around her, so I have no idea what she's doing. All we know is what she does in the gym,
Yeah, true.
and I think that's probably the best thing.
I think that's all she does. Is just be
Yeah.
in the gym.
Yeah. Well, we've seen her outside the gym, like at fights and stuff. But other than
Mm.
that, so like okay. So her only losses in the UFC are to Rose Namajunas. Those are the only times she's
Yeah,
lost.
Only two
Back
times.
to back. Rose
Yeah.
Namajunas just like, head kick face, like she got knocked out,
Yeah.
and then the second one it was a decision loss, split decision. But to be honest with you, like I think Rose just beat her.
Yeah, I think
both
so
times,
too.
right?
I think so too. Rose
And,
just was a better fighter at
yeah.
the time. Yeah.
And to me, the only way for her to be ranked above Rose is
To beat
Whaley's gonna beat Rose.
Yeah.
If she never beats Rose, she's never gonna be
Yeah.
able to say that she's the best
Yeah.
ever. At
But I think that's
150.
what she knows that too. I think she knows that.
I'm gonna
too.
go tell her when she comes back.
You better beat
I'm
Rose
gonna
or you're
learn the
not gonna be
Chinese I need to learn
better.
just for that, and just tell her like this is what I think, and she's probably like, I'm gonna kill you next week.
Yeah, didn't Rose just try a flyweight too? Yeah.
Yeah,
She had a
did,
flyweight
and she
matchup.
failed.
Yeah.
She failed.
She's better at
Who
115.
did she fight again?
Who did Rose fight?
Isn't she broke a hand or something?
Yeah.
Broke her fingers?
Yeah.
She
Something.
fought one of like the top girls at flyweight though. She didn't fight no chump.
Was it Jessica?
But it was
oh,
fun.
she fought the French girl, Manon Ferrier.
Mm.
Yeah, she's good.
But it's like they didn't really hype that fight, didn't they?
Nah,
Yeah.
because they're like, Rose, we don't care about you unless you're fighting at
Yeah, flyweight.
strawweight.
Yeah, a strawweight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't care about her like that. But I think like Weili, I rate her really high as like one of the greatest women's fighters of all time. But
Yeah.
for her to be ranked above Rose Namajunas,
Yeah.
she's got to beat
Yeah,
Rose
she's gotta
Namajunas.
beat
You can't
Rose.
lose to somebody twice in a row and be
Yeah.
ranked above them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think it also depends on like what else you've done though. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
she's
not-
done a lot,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
and Rose as well.
Yeah, like Weili, I think Weili really got the recognition when she fought Joanna. Like
That
the
is one of my
crazy
favorite
fight.
fights of all
Yes.
time. Talk about
Yes.
Quasimodo, dude.
Yeah.
JJ's head after that
Oh,
fight.
Bro,
bitch looked
Oh
like
my
mega
God.
blind.
The Joanna, right? Joanna, like
Yeah.
I rate her really high as well, but
Yeah.
Joanna's you can't rate her above
Weili,
Weili or
yeah.
Rose. You
Yeah,
can't
no.
do it because she's lost
She
to both
did,
of them.
yeah.
Twice, I think.
Yeah,
both of
twice,
them, right?
yeah.
So like Joanna, yeah, she's great, but
She
can't
wasn't greater
compare.
than them.
Nah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, like it's like if you look at Carla Esparza, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's weird because Carla Esparza beat Rose twice.
yeah. That's a
And then
sad
that doesn't make sense.
fight.
It doesn't, right? It's
Doesn't make
weird, right?
sense.
It's weird.
Mm.
Fucking
That's the one who
Everyone sucks
they
except John
have-
Jones. He's
Yeah,
never
like
lost.
whenever
Yes.
she walks out and she enters the cage and she's just standing there, right? She's like,
Oh,
this.
and Weili made it look so easy afterwards, taking the belt back from Garda.
Weili's last fight was so easy for her, it
Yeah.
seemed like, right?
But I think the fight with Carla was too that she was really prepared for that, and the ground game, and like George came to the
Yeah.
gym after, and then he talked about like they literally practiced that move, that submission, and like it was like they went for a double leg to submission, right? And then like they just practiced that, and then she went there and she did it. She literally like
Yeah.
perfect, detailed. Yeah.
That's
Like
that's who she is.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Josh said too. Like it's super easy to teach her because the way she picks up things is like you can just tell her and she will do it like detailed. Like she will go on the mats and just do it. Like it's
That's. But there's a lot of people like that though. Throughout
Yeah.
the years, I've heard from people
Yeah.
like, this.
you
fighter
gotta be
does
like
this.
that if you want to be a champion.
Yeah,
I guess.
you gotta be able to like pick up things a little bit
Yeah.
faster than other people,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
that makes it gives you a little bit more of an edge, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of people that are just lazy, even though they got that talent, they're
Yeah,
just lazy, so
lazy,
they
yeah.
never make it. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of people like that.
A lot.
Imagine
yeah.
how many fighters come through this gym.
Yeah, and they
They're
don't.
just like, oh, I'm just training.
Yeah, we were just the other
They're
day.
never fighting. They're never fighting,
Yes,
but they're
yes.
fighters. But they're just, I'm just training.
Yeah, we were just the other day talking about it that same like some guy said that he fought someone from Estonia and do I know him? And I was like, no, he probably already like stopped fighting, because it's like they do like they get a little bit out there and then they just like kind of stop and give up and go live their normal life, because it's of course it's hard to pursue fighting as a career. And he was like, yeah, back at home it's the same. Like there's a lot of guys, like so many talent, but like everyone's just like one point, like, yeah, whatever, I go do that. And I rather like do other careers.
To be fair, though, like I mean, for probably most of the population, it's not something that
Yeah.
you'd be like, I'm gonna do
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
and then,
fair.
like,
And this like even I don't know about you guys, but it's like some days it's hard to be like, okay, yeah, like today I really want to wake up and be a fighter,
100%, 100%.
fucking beats a normal job. Just saying.
Yeah,
But,
like, I'm like,
but
yeah, and
in
then I'm
your
like,
opinion, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
say to someone like you want to get punched in the face and punch other people in the face for a living, they're
Yeah.
like, no
yeah,
way.
So much
Yeah.
more to that than that, though.
I know,
you
but
what
like
I mean?
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah,
in
but-
essence, like that's how they see it, right? Like
Yeah.
they're just like, obviously that's like a very casual way to look at it.
It
But like,
will never be like a normal thing.
yeah,
It will never.
We'll
Hundreds of
never-
years will pass. It will still be an
But
awkward thing.
at the
to
same
tell
time, I
somebody.
feel like that's like for human, like who we are, like human nature, like fighting like this is like, I think it's like, I don't know, like we have that in us.
You're, like,
We've always
primal
done it.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
It's like we are not made for work 9 to 5 at the office,
Mhm.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
But like some people have them in it, and like some people don't, of course.
Oh, there's a lot of people that train, but
They cannot fight.
yeah, they just cannot fight.
Yeah.
But they're like the best
Yeah.
in training.
Yeah.
That's such a mental thing, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
That's that
and
pressure. Eh?
I feel like I was like that for probably like my first 10 or 11 Muay Thai fights. And like that sounds like a lot when you're an MMA fighter. But like in Muay Thai, it was my 12th fight. I remember my 12th fight is when like I fought the way that I trained. And you've had like 12 amateur MMA fights. Like even like you've had 3 amateur MMA fights and everyone's like, go pro, go pro.
Completely agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I think
completely
like
agree.
Muay Thai's like, that's part of the reason why the striking's so high level when you
Yeah.
go to one championship is because it's like, they've had so many fucking fights. They're so comfortable in the ring. And like now that I'm fighting every like month or every couple of weeks, I just feel so comfortable in the ring. Like it just feels like sparring with like just the intent to kill.
I remember one of my coaches, Maddie, he said to me once, like he thinks you don't really know whether or not you even like fighting until you've had at least 6. You know, so it's like maybe I'll get to 6. And I'll be like, maybe it's not for me. You know, I don't know. You know, I'm not gonna like, you know, sit here and say that I know that's definitely not gonna happen because anything could happen.
Yeah,
but, like,
I remember I was training with one girl and she was super good at the gym, like sparring, pads, everything. You were really like, wow, like she's gonna be good. And when she stepped in the ring, she just stand in the middle of the ring. She couldn't do anything. She couldn't do like anything. She had no instincts. She just stand in the middle of the ring at Patong Stadium.
Yeah.
And then the referee called the fight off and they tried it again and she couldn't fight. She just couldn't fight. Yeah.
Yes, you know, it's easy to look good
on
the
pads.
cameras, on the pads. You know what I mean? Like you could learn for a year on how to just look phenomenal on the pads and get in good shape and all that stuff, right? But that doesn't mean you know how to fight somebody.
But even sparring, like you can look so good in sparring, and then some people that just don't deal with pressure well. When like it's like, okay, this is going on your record. There are cameras. Fucking like everyone's gonna know about this, and then it's like some people that just
a little bit higher.
Yeah, but I feel like it could be the other way around. For example, like when I first started and fighting a super champ too, like the coaches, they didn't think I'm gonna do good because in training, like I'm not aggressive and I don't go forward and I just like I give up a lot. And then I go fight. I'm like, that's my fight, you know. And then all the coaches were actually surprised that it like reversed like that.
Bro, one of my my coach back home, there was a fighter back in the day named Ben Pixie Burton, one of like the best Muay Thai fighters out of Australia ever. And my coach said that like when he was training before his first fight, like everyone's just like, what the fuck is he doing? Like he's gonna go in there and get bashed. And then he went in there and he just like smoked this dude and everyone's like, what the fuck? Like where was this in training? You know what I mean? Like some people it's like completely opposite.
Yeah, but it's the same when I first trained with her and I was like, yeah, you're so sweet and I watched her fight. Oh my god. I was like, why you don't hit me like that in the gym? Yeah,
it's been nice.
Yeah, super nice in the gym, and then I go watch the fight. I was like, "Oh my god!"
But you got to be a good training partner, though. Like, you got to be a good training partner.
100%. But there's no like
So I didn't bring the best out of her.
No, but like
it's like were you just gonna go and like hurdle your training partner?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like look, you need to know how to pull your shots, you know, and I feel like when we're sparring, it's like. You see the shot and like no one's knocking each other out or anything, but it's like I acknowledge that shot, you acknowledge that shot, like no one's capitalizing off that, like it's just smart sparring, I think.
Yeah, it is. No, I'm just joking.
Right.
I'm just joking. I enjoy the rounds.
In the Muay Thai area, we spar like nearly every day, like and like no one gets hurt really. Like people go hard and they'll go to high intensity, but like people aren't getting knocked out, people aren't getting like fucked up.
Yeah, I never wear like mouth guard in Muay Thai. Like never. I mean, I never do. And then sometimes I go with some. Yeah, and then it's one time I go with someone or someone crazy, and they're like, "Yeah, that's your own problem."
Bro, Sebastian doesn't give a fuck. There was one time, like, bro, I said to him one time, so, "Oh yeah, I'm fighting in 5 days." Like, yeah, every day's a fight, brother. Just like gets on their boxing gloves, just like punching on.
I can't live like that, you know. It's like I gotta chill sometimes.
Not every time.
Yeah.
But sometimes.
I can't remember what we were talking about before.
You looking for another topic?
Huh?
You looking for another topic or?
No.
Like,
what were we talking about? I forgot.
Whaley.
Oh, Whaley. Yeah.
I still remember like.
But now we just like talk about training.
We're with Whaley. But who wins that super fight? Who do you think?
I don't know.
Whaley?
Pro Whaley. I'm on Whaley just because I know her.
Yeah.
Or I've met her once.
But I feel like if you look at them as individuals, like pound for pound, Whaley, and
Maybe,
I feel like
exactly.
the weight for Whaley is
Yeah,
good. It's
yeah.
going to be
I
advantageous
think
for
the
her.
same.
I think she's strong at 125.
Yeah,
like
me
that.
too.
That's probably like, better for her.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
You know? She's pretty big, right? Like
Yeah,
that's what
she
everyone's been
is.
saying.
She like, I think she walks around like 65 at the gym for sure. Like
Easy
she's
cut,
big.
like, she'll
Yeah,
be
exactly.
insane, I
Yeah.
reckon.
Yeah, well, she's fighting at the same weight as like Jada and everybody, right?
Jada's
Yeah.
115, isn't she?
Mhm.
Yeah, same.
That's-
Damn.
Same weight.
Yeah.
And if you see
Yeah,
Jada next
compare.
to her,
Yes.
it's like what the?
Yes.
It's like it is like
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I
Whaley's
mean?
just fucking bulk.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Savage said she hits
Massive.
harder than a man, didn't he?
Yeah.
I
I bet.
think she does, bro. She cracks on the pads.
Yes.
Well,
I remember when Anissa was training at my old gyms, then all the guys, like, she only spar with guys because Anissa hits hard too. And then when she trains, she like spars hard and trains hard. And then all the guys would train with her, always like black guys, and like it's like normal. Like everyone's like, yeah, it's for Anissa.
Anissa the
Yeah, Mexican. Yeah,
Mexican.
yeah. She was at Fight Club. So
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. With her husband, right?
yeah, and
Her
then
husband's her coach.
yeah. And then, but they had their own training. Like they never joined the crew classes, but like then they would ask some of the guys to go and spar, like some of the guys to go and spar with her, And then, yeah, they always train in Muay Thai area, MMA area. So I always like watch the trainings.
Line up a bunch of
Yeah.
blokes.
Yeah.
Do you think like the do you guys follow the UFC that closely?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not like only the big fights. I find that like I'm so surrounded by it all the time that sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I want to get away from it.
I feel like I watch MMA now and UFC like a lot more now than I did Muay Thai, and then I do Muay Thai and then I did Muay Thai. Yeah.
It's like phases.
But you don't
But-
really
Like,
do you
into
really
it.
talk to it with people? Talk about it with other people?
I definitely talk about it with people, but honestly, recently I've been like so immersed in like old school Muay Thai. Like Savas has been saying like, go watch this person, go watch this person, go watch this person. He's like, give me a list of people to go watch the older fights. And then like people were like, oh yeah, this is going on in MMA. I'm just like, okay. And like, I don't really think about it. Whereas like before I was a fan of it and like I followed it a fair bit, but it was like, I'd only really like sit down and put an effort in to watch like the big pay-per-views and like the people that I like really cared about. Like there are certain fighters like I'll never miss their fights.
Also,
Like
the PPVs are just so expensive now as well. It's like unless it's on, like if you're just sitting at home on Sunday, you're like, I'm not gonna pay for that. And then like the stream, like it always just like breaks in like the most exciting part of the like fight, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
cracked streams,
Yeah, you
brother.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Cracked streams.
Yeah, 100% cracked streams. Like, so like sometimes I feel like I don't watch it because of that.
Yeah, I wonder how like regular people just like pay for all of that.
Yeah.
If it's
sometimes
like,
I think
a
about that
good,
too. I'm like,
good PPV
damn.
and there's like 6 like really good fights. Like, all right, like
Yeah, even like paying for one fight, I
Yeah.
don't know. That's,
No, because you have to like if you live in America,
you have
you
to
have to
pay
pay for ESPN
Yes.
just to watch the fight
Mm.
nights,
yeah.
and then you gotta pay the pay-per-view to watch the pay-per-view separately.
But
which
how
is
much
like,
it is? Yeah.
like $90 or something like that.
Yeah, it's
One
fucked up.
time.
One time.
It's fucked
Yeah.
up.
Oh
Yeah, it's
my
Yeah.
crazy
God.
amounts.
Yeah.
But
And then think about that's just for UFC.
Yeah.
Then you gotta think like, okay, what if they have Fight Pass, so they pay like a certain amount every
That's
month for
what in
Fight
Oz
Pass?
you have to
That's
pay for Fight Pass.
crazy.
and
Yeah,
PPV.
so like that's for UFC. Imagine if you watch Bellator. Imagine when you watch like PFL.
yeah, you
One
follow
championship
everything.
is doing
Yeah.
pay-per-view now.
Yeah, and
Their next show in Japan,
Rod Tang.
Rod Chang versus
Japanese fella.
Takeru, right?
Oh,
Um,
that's
he
fight.
it's
I'm
gonna be.
excited.
I've never seen the
pay-per-view.
Japanese dude fight. Eh?
Tucker, I like him. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like that's gonna be pay-per-view, so you can't watch unless you pay for that.
Crack streams, boys.
Crack streams, yeah, but it's just because, like crack streams is there's a bunch of streams out there, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of streams.
That's like the worst thing.
Yes.
Yes. You're like clicking on the links. You're like, yeah, no, this is good now. That one's shit. Like,
Yeah,
and
you
then,
try to
like,
all
the
them
ads,
through.
oh,
Yes.
oh, it's the worst thing ever.
But so do you feel like the UFC is like they're not doing as well as they used to? Do you think like they're okay? Like like they don't really have like a major star.
Yeah, but I think
outside of, like
Sean O'Malley's getting up there.
like Adesanya is probably one of their their probably biggest stars, right? Outside of like McGregor.
Yeah, but then Sean Strickland came and
And then,
fucked him up.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean like Sean Strickland's a bigger star.
Yeah, it doesn't, but it's just like it just
Yeah.
diminishes his star power because he got beaten in his own game. You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
people
Yeah,
Like,
but
don't
it
care about
doesn't.
that.
They
People
don't
don't
take it.
care about
Yeah,
that.
no one takes this like anything away from Izzy for losing. Like no one. I think no one really remembers that. You know, it's like everyone
Nah.
makes a jokes that Strickland won. You know, it's a joke. Like I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but it's like everyone makes jokes about it. So it's like Izzy didn't lose anything as a status wise, right?
Nah, yeah. I don't
but he
think
was seen
they-
as like the best striker in the UFC. Like everyone was saying he's the best striker, and he just
Well,
gets
they
marched down.
They,
and
they,
fucking-
always do that to
There-
everybody.
there's always
Yeah,
best
but he's
He's
fighters.
the best submission artist of all time.
Yeah, but it was different with him
Right,
because he had like
that's- they
80.
always do
He had like
that.
86 kickboxing fights, like 6 boxing fights, and like he
Yeah.
came over and he was dominating everyone in the striking. And then Sean Strickland's just like, all right, fuck ya, and just Philly shell checks all the leg kicks,
Yeah.
fucks him up with the hands.
Came in like
Beat him
that.
with a 1-2 and a teeth. That's all Strickland did. Check the leg kicks, and then it's like, oh, so that's how you beat Adesanya.
But sometimes it's.
But like, isn't
It's
that
a fight
the
game.
best way? Isn't that like the most unconventional? Like, who would have thought to do what he did? But he did it. You know what I
Jab
mean?
cross and a teeth.
So weird. It was so weird.
It's
It's
fighting. though.
basics.
It's fighting.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fighting. Yeah, exactly. It's a
fucking
fighting
basics.
game. It's a fight game.
Like one
Yeah.
night, you just go out there and just think like, all right.
I think
it's not
Izzy also
happening.
underestimated
Well,
him.
it's
It's
like
not happening. It's
Yeah.
just not happening that night for you.
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I mean?
like where
It wasn't his night. It wasn't
Yeah.
his fight, and
And
that's
you're not
it.
fighting the bottom of the barrel. You're
Yeah.
fighting guys that are like right there.
Yeah.
That are possibly champions.
Yeah,
If
they
you were
made
fighting,
it
they
up
would be
there.
champions,
Yeah.
right?
They made it
Right.
up there, so why wouldn't they like offer me a proper fight, eh?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why I always say that Habib would have eventually lost.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
He would
100%.
have eventually lost to somebody in the next couple of fights. I thought if he
Yeah.
kept on fighting
Who?
for the title,
I don't
Yeah,
know
because
who-
he would actually get it
he would
like
have
I
got
think
knocked out. He would have got something would have happened.
yes, but I think like Khabib really like he had harder fights in the end of his career. So like the way his career built up, it was I think it was a smart or just a lucky way too, you know, because I think like the hard fights were really at the end. I feel like Islam is like Islam doesn't have so many fights as Khabib did once he got a championship belt, but Islam has fought some good guys, like good guys.
But he also didn't fight that many good guys coming up either. He kind of
Yeah, because no one wanted
Yeah.
to fight him. Like all the good guys didn't want to
well,
fight
that's
him.
what maybe they want you to believe. You know what I
Well,
mean? But who
But I
knows?
still think UFC is the biggest, and I think as a fighter, like UFC is actually like Dana said in like now after the last show, I think it's like UFC can give you eyes.
100%.
Like yeah, it's like yeah, you don't get the money maybe as much or whatever. Like he said that, but it can bring your name out here. Like everyone will know you once you're in the UFC. But if you fight at like other organizations, it's very hard to get your name like out there. And
it's
I think
true. It's true.
I feel
Right.
like the opportunities
Yeah,
that come
exactly.
from being in the
Well,
UFC
Yes.
afterwards as well.
Yes,
it's like,
that's
like, you've got fighters going
exactly,
to movies, like,
exactly.
alcohol
Yeah,
moguls, like
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
Like, is Conor McGregor's whiskey really that good?
Yeah, exactly. That's what
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
too. Yeah,
Bro,
and
sorry.
yeah. No, it's like people make a joke, so I win 50K, congratulations, you know. But it's like the bonus fight, let's say. But it's like yeah, but like everyone will know my name, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said,
Yeah.
like whenever I sell like Dustin Poirier does the hot spice
Yeah.
like sauce,
Bro,
and
Yeah.
he sells that because he's a Poirier and
Yeah.
he fights at UFC.
100%.
That's has he all like whole wins? No,
Mm.
but like
You got a
he's-
name.
Yes, you fight at UFC, you're a star. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I think like no other organization can offer that, but UFC can.
Well, you see the difference when like some fighters they go to like they fight on like a certain card and then they get like this like viral knockout. It changes their
Right.
their social media like 200, 300,000 follower difference, right?
Yeah,
Stuff
massive.
Like that. Like the guy from India, right? He was like the first Indian fighter to win in the UFC. He has 1 million plus followers now.
But I'm sorry, like
But nobody knows who he
Yeah.
is. Probably
Yeah.
you probably have no idea who
Nah,
he
who
is.
the fuck are you
right?
talking
and
about?
and you're a fighter, and
Yeah.
he's like,
But-
but he,
yeah.
just because he's
In
Indian.
UFC, and same like
UFC.
Peter, when he won his the road to UFC and did the knockout, like the
bro, that was insane.
video went viral with the
Yeah, the flying knee.
seconds. Yeah, it's like 15 million views. I don't know how many followers he got from it, but it's like it went viral.
Yeah.
If it wouldn't have happened at one, we see knockouts at one all the time, but like how many views they got, you know?
Yeah, Peter should have gotten a contract after that, but he'll get it eventually.
Yeah, he will.
But yeah.
But it's there's an impact, you know what I mean? There is definitely an impact that could happen. But yeah, the UFC, of course, they do have the biggest impact. That's without a doubt, you know what I mean?
I heard Sean O'Malley say once that he makes over double the amount of money outside the UFC just through like merchandise and
That's it.
like
It's like
Instagram and
what do you
Snapchat,
do
like
for
all
you?
that
Like,
shit. He makes way more money.
Yeah.
I remember one time he said on a podcast he makes like on Snapchat alone he makes 10K a day.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking insane.
Yeah, we were just talking about it too. That
Why?
it's like there's no money in like
Fighting.
in fighting, but there's money in sponsors and there's money in the like views. You know,
Yeah.
it's like maybe I'm not like the best fighter, but I'm out there and like talking and people like that.
You gotta look at it like this, right? Okay, look at it like this. There's guys in like fitness. There's guys in like bodybuilding, right?
Mhm.
But they're not even professional bodybuilders, but they're
Mhm.
more famous than the professional bodybuilders.
Yeah.
The ones that are world champions, they're more famous than them. Why?
Yeah.
Because they
marketing.
build,
Just
it's all
marketing.
They do
marketing.
Instagram,
just built
yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
They're the same. They would
Yeah.
do the same workouts. They're on
Yeah.
the same, but they just built their social media to a point where it's like, I don't even need to compete.
Yeah.
I just need to just keep training and
Yeah.
then do my videos and like get
Yeah.
sponsorships and
That's how
sell
it
this
is.
and buy this and sell that and buy that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's,
Yeah, we make jokes about like Instagram fighters, but that's a real thing. You know, I think there's a lot of people out there that have like who are like Muay Thai fighters, but like maybe have like 1-2 fights. You know.
yeah. Well, it's an IG model, IG
Yeah.
fighters, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it. You can monetize it.
Yeah.
But if you're a real fighter, you have to monetize it.
Yeah.
Why would you not? You know what I mean? Like you're just wasting, opportunity.
Yeah.
It's opportunity there for everybody, and it's not like everybody has to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Some people can like Zanetti can go out there with his bikini model like calendar shots or whatnot, right, and sell that if you want to, right? But then other people will be selling other things like
Techniques, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
like some fighters are doing like food reviews and making money off that.
Cooking with
Yeah.
bulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, cooking with bulk, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you could go like picking up trash with Zanetti. No, I mean literally picking up trash.
Yeah, I know. You
I
could,
mean,
yeah, it's fucking. Bro, people watch some weird shit.
not like
eh?
what
Yeah,
trash you're
people
thinking
do.
about.
Nah, people watch some weird shit.
It takes one to know one, eh?
Not the Bangla road trash. We're not talking about that, Zanetti.
Fuck off. I hate Bangla. I hate Bangla with a passion.
You know, I think
Wait, I got interested. Like, what are we talking about here?
I just said I don't like Bangla.
Why? Why? though?
I fought there like 3 times and it's just a shit stadium and like I just hate the like it's
I
just
thought we were gonna
I
get
thought you were talking
Yeah.
about
Damn
no,
it.
I
I
just
thought you were talking
don't
about
like
Bangla.
Bangla.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
I was in Thailand with a dude last year and like we both fought in Bangla within like 2 days and like that cunt went missing on Bangla Road for like 3 days. That was a
Yeah.
nightmare.
Missing on
Yeah.
Bangalore Road?
Not like on he was
Yeah.
fucking somewhere, but I couldn't contact him for like 3 days, and we had to go back to Isan. That wasn't a fun time, but
Yeah.
that's a long story. I won't get into it.
Yeah, you could get, those are one of the. It's like what is it?
That just took a dive. So
Yeah, it like went like
You can get lost in those places, right? If you really want to.
yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
feel like
very easy.
Thailand's one of those places you can either be really focused or really distracted.
Yeah, exactly. And
Depends
that's
who you are.
yeah, and that's when you can actually see in the gym. You can see who are lost and who are like focused. Yeah.
What about those some people that come for like 2 days and then they disappear for 3 weeks and
Yeah.
come back and they're like, oh, where'd you been for 3 weeks?
Yeah, they come back, they're 10 kilos heavier. They got fucking.
They're like looking for something.
They've got bags under their eyes and
They're
shit.
looking for something or somebody. You know, that's how. It's funny, man. You run into some funny characters, but
I still
But-
love Thailand.
Yeah.
well, there's nothing better. Well, if you got to compare the different places in Thailand too. You got like Chiang Mai, you got here, then you got
Bangkok.
Bangkok, then you
Isan.
got Pattaya, and then you got like
There's Isan as well.
Yeah, Isan, but who goes there? Not many
I
people
was there.
go there, right?
I went there last year.
I know, but I'm saying
I was
like it's
sick.
not like if you go
Like
there, it's really
tourists,
like
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like really just
Yeah.
going in there to be
Training
that-
separate
and
from
yeah.
everybody.
Bro, I was there for 2.5
Yeah.
months, and I met one other foreigner other than the dude that was like staying with me. So it's like there's none out there.
Did anybody speak like English or anything?
Like a couple people at the gym. Like we had like one chick that like she was basically our translator, and just like if we needed shit, she'd like order it on Lazada, and we'd give her money for it. But like for the most part, like no one really spoke. But like Isan's is cool because like you're there and like you're running down the road, and like all the Thais will just be looking at you like as they're driving past you because they're like, what the fuck's he doing out here?
You lost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
We got nicknames. Me and my mate Michael, we got called the aliens of the gym because they're just like, what the fuck are you doing here?
It's cool to go to like countries where you
Normal.
don't look like them,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then they are kind of like
they're
isolated.
fascinated.
Yeah.
So when they see you and they're like looking at you, they're like, oh, man,
Wow.
yeah, you're like,
Yes, you're like
what is
mesmerized.
this? You know, and it's everybody goes through it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even like you said, like you know, you're Australian. You go to Isan, which is just another part of Thailand.
Yeah, it's not even another country.
Yeah, it's not about the country. That's what I'm saying. Like if you went to Bangkok, you'd just be a normal guy walking down the street.
Yeah,
But in like Isan, everybody's looking at you like, what is this alien?
yeah.
You know?
Isan and Phuket kind of feel like different countries. Phuket kind of feels more like way more westernized. Than,
Yeah, especially now.
But
after
even there's like
COVID,
so many
you know?
Aussies here.
Bro, I remember-
I've noticed there's Aussies everywhere.
I remember last year when I first came to Phuket, I was like, this is not Thailand, eh? But like,
Yeah.
it just does not feel like Thailand.
This
Yeah.
is paradise.
Yeah, but when I was like, I feel like when I came first time, like 2019, 18, it was like complete, like it was different than it is now. And I feel after COVID, it's like really they really westernized it.
Yeah, I think like Phuket is becoming oversaturated. To be honest with you.
In what
That
way?
reminds me of Bali like 10, 20 years ago. Like Bali is like completely oversaturated now. That's what my dad lives there, and like I've got some family over there. It's like that. It's like just pretty much everyone. You don't even see Indos anymore. You know. Yeah.
That doesn't sound good.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But I think it's gonna take a while to be like that though.
Mm.
Yeah.
But like it's getting developed up here a lot more.
I know so many people back home
There's
that have been
always
like,
traffic here, man. Like on
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
road,
that's true.
like
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like Phuket like is like a lot of Russians now, and that's what brings like the Western side of it, because like Russians like comfort, and then that's what they bring here. And like it's funny, but when she's talked about with one of the Thai ladies that owns a salon, so we talked about it, and she said too, it's crazy that it's like Thai law is actually very strict about foreigners like having their own business and stuff, but the Russians have found their way around like all the rules, and like they taking over. And like she said too, for like Thais, it's very hard to compete, you know, because they cannot offer the comfort Russians bring, you know, and like
that's why immigration's getting so much stricter now.
Yeah.
Like fucking Jada the other day, she got like art that she got brought into a room and got said like, okay, you're studying Thai, like read this Thai form. Like you can't just kind of do visa runs and get on student visas without actually studying like you used to be able to, because they're just cracking down on all that shit.
well, you better be studying. You better be studying. I'm just saying.
I do my best.
Yes, you better be studying. All right, let's go on to this. Did you guys see that the video of like Sean Strickland? Well, we were talking about Sean Strickland
Yeah.
earlier, and
Beating
him
up
and
Dricus?
Duplessis,
Oh, that was
Dricus,
that was cool.
DDP, right? Them
Yeah.
fighting, right?
Bro, I thought it was a random dude that he was just elbowing when I first saw him. I was like, what the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing?
me too.
Okay, so basically what happened was like they put the camera. This is like the sequence of events, right? They put the cameras on Strickland. Strickland is sitting here in the front, and then the row behind him is like Gilbert Burns and his family, like his wife and his kids,
Cute.
right? And then behind them is Dricus. So they put the camera there, and then all of a sudden they get another camera angle, and then Dricus or like they're like talking back and forth, right, with the cameras
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
And then Sean like points to like Gilbert's family and says, "Oh, excuse me," and he jumps over and like, but they're not really swinging at each other. They're like doing
I
this.
really hope it's not staged. It would be-
But
that
that's what
makes
people are
it-
saying.
yeah.
They're saying it was staged. Like,
Bro, I don't think Sean's the type of guy.
Nah.
Oh, well, Dana probably set it up because he's just that type
Well,
of
Well,
cunt.
he
but-
said that he set up the seating arrangement. He was like,
Yeah, that's
what
what I
kind
mean.
of idiot misses that? And then he's like, this idiot. Like,
Yeah, but that means like he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like it's just, to me, if it's staged, it's like it's very corny.
Yeah.
It might have been set
Maybe
up,
he
but
needed
like
just something,
Yeah, I
to
reckon
get over
maybe,
her
like,
name.
instigated,
yeah,
name.
like-
maybe it was instigated, but I don't think Sean Strickland's the type of guy to like play along with
Yeah.
like some.
You never know though. You never know with like these people.
Yeah.
I don't know Sean Strickland.
He needs to sell something too,
Yeah,
right?
like they're
To the news.
True, that's like his whole persona is like the psycho, like
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
but he's not.
Bro, he was
he's, like,
elbowing
changing it
Drickus
now.
on the top of the head, like.
Was he?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
He was like, boom, boom, like that ain't
Okay.
that ain't playing nice.
Well, you know, like Sean, I don't know. Sean Strickland, he's like
Looked pretty violent
flipping
to
and
me.
flopping. You know, he said this and he said that, and like he's just
But bro, like
all over the place now.
what Drickus said, like at the press conference, though, like you could tell Sean was clearly pissed off, and it's like,
About his like getting beat by his dad or something like that.
yeah, he said like I'm gonna give you a worse beating than your
Yeah,
dad did.
yeah.
But to be fair, Sean was saying like his coach fucks him and stuff like that, so it's kind of like it's kind of fair
well, then,
game.
yeah, like he
But-
kisses him in the lips and stuff, right?
Yeah,
That sounds
You-
so
you missed it out. You
bad.
missed
No,
it.
no, it's like it's on
Yeah, it's-
video.
it's on
Yeah,
video.
but I mean, like, yeah, like, why would you say that if you're gonna?
Your
I bet
kisses
it
you on
looked
the
so
lips.
bad too when he said that.
because it's
Yeah,
Sean.
it's
Like, he doesn't give a fuck.
I think he
Yes.
grabbed him on his like cup too. Like he grabbed him and shook his cup in one of the videos. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I think that was something that they were talking about. But it's
That's
different
the
countries.
thing about like I
Different
feel like
countries,
yeah.
right? Like if they kiss each other in the lips, maybe there's something in that country where like dudes kiss each other on the lips. I'm just saying.
It's whack.
Because like there's been like what is it? You know who Lil Wayne is, right?
Yeah.
I know of him.
Okay,
Like,
you know
rapper-
he's a rapper.
rapper,
right?
yeah.
Well, he like kissed another dude on the lips like years ago, and they were saying like this is what like kings and princes do, and like that's what they were saying. That's how they justified it. Like you ain't no king or prince. What are you talking about? You're American. You know what I mean? Like
Weird.
what are you talking about?
Well,
But like that, but it's like
everyone's doing it.
it's like I don't know. To me, it's like you have to understand like why are they doing that first, right? It's not like they're like dating each other or anything like that, right? So, but Sean Strickland attacking it, of course he's gonna attack it. Why would you not? If I was talking shit, I would attack it too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Any little thing you're gonna attack.
Yeah.
And if it's funny, right? Like if I was fighting you, Zanetti, and you were kissing
Here's it coming. What are you gonna say? Go on. Go on.
if you're kissing your coach on the lips and we were like at press conferences, of course I'm gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
Why would I not bring it up, right? Like it's like
It will
ammo.
sell, yeah.
Yeah, it's ammo, right? And then I'll bring up like your 6 toes and all that other.
My 6 toes. You reckon?
It's I'll just make up things. You know what I mean? That's what I think in MMA. That's what's missing in trash talking.
Yes, I just wanted to
What do
say,
you mean?
like, I
What?
think you have the biggest platform. You have UFC, and you cannot trash talk. You
Yes.
cannot. Like, if you listen to those guys, like, Easy is like one person who likes to like Brad told me too that he likes to like listen himself talking, but like most of the guys they just cannot talk. They
Bro.
cannot.
If you listen, I'll go back to it. Sean O'Malley on the mic. He's like, you'd expect him to be like this wild ass character, but he speaks on the mic and it's like you having like a stutter every 2 seconds. Eh? I love Sean, but like fuck me, he's like autistic on the mic. Eh?
No, it's to me. It's like I was talking to a fighter about this recently as well, and I was telling him like you should be ready for scenarios. You should be ready. Like if you're gonna do an interview, you should have like answers for questions that you think are going to come out ready, locked and loaded for like what you want to say.
Bro, Colby does that shit well.
Oh, he does. Right?
He did it at the
does.
last press conference really well.
But
Yeah,
it's
it
like
does.
what
Way
he
over
said
the
was
line,
just
yeah.
yes.
It's like,
Yeah, it was fucked up,
what?
but
Like what? Like
Why?
there's so many other
Why?
things you could just
Yes.
like witty learn.
Okay,
level
let-
things
yes.
that, like
Let's say this, okay? Because we were talking about this on the last show. Okay, so let's say Zanetti.
Why
I
did
don't know
everything go to me?
Because you're just like, because I don't really know her, right? So I would say Zanetti, right? So let's say Zanetti and Colby Covington are fighting for the world title, right? And then Colby Covington goes as Zanetti's father, who's dead. Not dead, but let's say he's dead, and goes at your father, talk shit about your father. But your father was a gangster,
Mm.
and your father probably killed many people and probably like sold drugs to people. Would it be justified for Colby Covington to be talking trash about your father, even though he's dead? But he
No.
was the one who was in the streets being a gangster and all that?
No, because I'd be pissed off if someone said shit about my dad. But like
Exactly, but I'm just
yeah.
saying, like, but like, would it be such a bad thing if Kobe was saying it about someone's father who was this?
Yeah, even if they're a bad person, though,
Yeah,
it's like, well,
yeah.
so, like
They weren't a
people,
good person.
like bro, people do bad things, but like sometimes people just do what they have to do. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just because you've done some bad things doesn't mean you're a terrible person. And
Yeah.
for all you know, maybe his dad was only involved in drugs and stuff. Like maybe he wasn't out there killing people. Maybe he was killing people, but he
But
was
the
doing it
drugs
for
kill
money.
people, so you know.
But it's people's choice to take those drugs.
Yeah.
Where if you're just a supplier.
And the
You know what I
drug
mean?
addicts kill people to get money to get drugs. Like it's like a vicious cycle.
It's a
you
vicious
know?
cycle. Yeah, I get what you're saying,
It's a
but
vicious cycle. If you're like in the street doing those types of things, you are responsible for those things. You
Yeah.
are. It's just you have to take responsibility, right? I'm just saying it that way, because some people are talking about it in that way. Like they were talking about how Leon's father was like he was like a I don't know.
he was a gangster.
Yeah, he was a gangster, right? Like so, if he was a legit
But it's
gangster,
like it's everyone like it's a well-known fact that he
Yeah.
was a gangster.
yeah. So it was a gangster,
Okay.
right? So it's like that makes sense then. You know,
But then
if
like
he's talking
going,
about
but
it.
then using that and saying like, oh yeah, we'll go. I'll take you to hell. We can meet your dad there. Like that's
yeah,
that's a bit
it's not
far.
right. Yeah.
But going for that, yeah.
I just feel like you like if like you know if you're gonna talk trash to somebody, it's between the two of you. Like, don't bring families and
Yeah, but
stuff
for
into it.
example, like okay, Kobe and Leon, but like when Khabib and Conor fought, Conor brought that up too about Khabib's family. But I think what Conor said was really like
Oh, it
off
was
the
way
wall.
fucked.
What did Connor say
Yes.
that was that bad? I don't really remember that.
I remember what he exactly said. Can you bring it up? Was it about his dad or was it about his wife?
I think it was
Oh,
his
Wife,
wife.
he said
yeah.
something about his wife. I
Yes,
forgot
he
what it was.
said, but it was like a stupid thing to say, you know, like I like Google Habib's family, nothing comes up, you know.
Yeah.
It's like okay, Leon's father, you can find something online, but it's like, yeah,
Yeah, it was about his wife. Because
Yeah.
like they have a picture of like her
Something about a
wedding,
towel.
but her face.
It was something about a
covered.
towel, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, like and then goes into religion too.
Well,
So
yeah.
I think that's like that kind of things like you cannot go there, you know.
I think it's
To me-
worse to attack someone's family than it is their religion, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
To me, like you know, like how this because this is a topic right now because Kobe said something about Leon's father, right? So
Yeah.
now you go back and you think like, was that the worst thing anybody's ever said? No, Connor said
Yeah.
stuff. Chael's son, and there's been many people
Yeah,
that
many
have
people,
said
yeah.
crazy things about people's families,
yeah.
all kinds of stuff, right? To me, I don't think there's a limit. Okay, this is the reason why I don't think there's a limit in trash talk. Because like to me, you decide your limit.
Yeah, hit him where it hurts,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
At the end of the day, you're gonna fight him you're gonna fight him
You're gonna
anyway.
fight
So it's like,
him,
okay, if
and
you talk
It's
shit, I
gonna
can
be a
knock you out.
fist fight anyway.
And also, you gotta understand that if you trash talk, that just doesn't mean like because you're trash talking outside the ring. So those consequences can happen outside the ring, not just inside the ring.
But what if someone's just so much better and they're just like talking shit to someone? It's like, yeah, I know this
that's
person
the
can't.
best. That's
But-
why Connor was so
No, no.
big. That's what makes Connor
yes,
that he is.
Yes.
When he was
Because he
just
talked
knocking
all
cunts
this
out.
shit and he did everything they was talking
Yeah.
shit about.
Yeah.
That's how he became who he was. If you
Yeah.
But
didn't-
imagine if he said something about someone's like dead relative. Like no one would have liked.
no,
Like,
people at the
people
rise, people
hated
would have
it.
just been like loving it. They didn't
Yeah.
care.
Would they?
Yeah.
They wouldn't even care.
Because
They
the
wouldn't
who
care.
Connor
Yeah.
was, you know,
Yeah.
they're like it's like I don't know, stargazed about Connor, but it was like yeah, what he
Yeah.
taught.
It's like Connor dick riders would just ride
Yes,
the dick
yes.
just like forever.
Like
They'll
it's like
never-
last show, like Shay talked too that
Mhm.
everyone wants to be Connor in Ireland. Like everyone like dreams about being a Conor McGregor. It's like yeah,
'Cause-
like he could say anything and people would be like, yeah, it's Connor.
Let's say you started talking shit right now. Nobody really knows who you are. You're training, you're fighting, you're getting your experience and all that. But let's say you on your YouTube channel just started making videos tomorrow of just you talking shit. Like what weight division are you in?
70 kilos.
Okay, you're a lightweight.
Yeah, lightweight in MMA.
Okay, lightweight. So let's say you just woke up tomorrow and you just put up the top 10 lightweight division and you just start talking shit about everybody every day for
You should
like
do it.
every week.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm in the hardest division in the world. It's
No, but listen,
it's just like I'm just like fucking talking shit
Every-
about Islam,
every
Gaethje,
every week
physio.
you make a video, you're talking shit about all the top 10 lightweights in the world every week. Just like the champion, you're like, oh, he's washed.
They just keep Islam.
I've just got 2 subscribers, just like this little faggot.
But no, but the thing is, like, you just continue doing your training and your journey in your fighting, right? Because if you become the champion, all of that footage is gold.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I
Because you
remember.
pretty much
What
predicted
if
your
Yeah.
what if
own.
they don't? Then what is it? Like,
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
don't do it, if you don't become the champion, who
That's true.
cares?
That's
It
true.
doesn't matter.
That's
No one's
true.
gonna care about it, right?
Heard it here first. I'm gonna knock out Islam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, because like,
Well, man, I never say never.
because you can think about it, like, let's say like you're gonna fight in
said I was
Australia. Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna fight in Australia next. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go knock out, Bling Blang Bloom. You know what I mean? What's his name? And then like I'm gonna go to the UFC. I'm gonna fight. You're a lightweight.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd be like, I'm gonna go fight Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper, I'm looking for you. You know, I might not be
Bro,
there.
Chase
right
Hooper's
now.
like fucking bantamweight.
No, he's a lightweight.
Is he?
But that's
I
actually.
swear he's bantamweight. Okay.
I think
I'm
there's
retarded.
so many fighters like that talk so much trash online, and then like I think
You gotta
Bellator.
practice.
Yes, and Bellator, you have actually like a lot of those fighters that have a big mouth.
But
you
bro,
know?
there are so many people that like they can talk shit online, and then like when they're like at a press conference or something, they can't do shit.
Because you gotta be prepared.
I know. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
You gotta have your stuff ready. Like
Like,
it's
with
like
Because they wanna
costume
start
like
prepared.
It's like a-
clothing and like all of it.
it's like a stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
You're
it
like a
is
stand-up
kind of.
comedian. You gotta have your stuff ready. Like
Yeah.
it's like freestyle rap.
Yeah, but
it's
you
not
kind of
freestyle.
have to, it's like you have to like it. So you have to like to speak in public. You know, so a lot of people get like stage cramps, but
Stage stage cramp,
Yes, that you go to stages.
stage fright,
Stage fright.
stage fright.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I just translated straight from a story, and I'm sorry.
Okay.
So.
I thought it was
yes.
like stage cramp. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe that's what women do.
No, straight from Estonia. But it's like they stand in front of public and they cannot speak, and that's what happens.
how imperative do you think trash talk is to like a fighter's success? So
Makes them more popular.
It all
Yeah, it makes-
depends.
yeah.
It
And I
all-
think that is a big thing. But there are so many.
does it?
Bro,
though?
but-
Because
but-
what happened to Colby on the weekend? Like
Yeah.
I feel like that made him less popular.
Yeah, but he performed shit, and you can't
now no
perform
one
shit.
gives a shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. But like that
you
was.
have to bleed.
You
or
have
something.
to put in the performances.
Yeah.
Like the trash talk's just one part of it. Like
Yeah.
the performances, I think, are number one, and the trash talk comes second. Like George St. Pierre did not ever speak
Khabib,
shit to
yeah.
anyone. Khabib, yeah, like there are so many fighters that are just like that good, and like people will watch them, or like there's something about them that make them good. Like I said before, Sean O'Malley, he's not the greatest on the mic, but he's got such an exciting style. People will watch him. One championship, like they don't even really talk shit in one championship, but they're such crazy fights. They've got superstars coming out of there. Like Rod Tang's a superstar now. Tarwin Chai's a superstar. Like it's not just the trash talk, but trash talk is a part of it. They can add layers onto it.
I don't know. Like, how do you guys feel about it? Like, have you ever did talk shit to somebody?
Yeah, but
Privately, like someone I was gonna fight, but
Yeah.
yeah, nothing out there.
yeah, because I really believe that social media and all of that is very now it's becoming such a big part of our careers that
Yeah.
we just have to do it. You know, even if you don't want to say it, you have to kind of do it. You know, it's like, yeah, I think it's like you can fight really good, but if you want to be remembered as like or like get your name out there, like you have to like do something to like show that you have some character or personality or something.
Mm.
I feel like
I think now is the transitional years of that right now is like fighting as a business
Mm.
is different. Now it's like you could be the best fighter, but if you don't have like some kind of like country behind you, or you don't like you're not like a master like mouthpiece, or like you're just like your style is a
Yeah.
certain way where people
Yeah.
get behind you and push you, or you just like somehow you catch a wave.
yeah.
You know, because some people are just lucky. Like
Yeah.
if you look at certain fighters, just like look at GSP. I think he was lucky. Like, yeah, he was a great fighter, but think about him.
Yeah.
He wasn't a trash talker.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
think it's just
Like,
because he had Canada behind him. Like
that's
that
what I'm
was a big
saying.
thing.
Like
yeah,
that's
I
the
get what you're
wave right
saying.
there. Like that's
Yeah.
the wave. Like, and he's not even like Canadian. He's French. Well, French
Yeah.
Canadian or whatever. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, it's just
You gotta have that something
Yeah.
that makes you like stand
Unique.
out, even if you don't.
Right, right.
Okay, let's say you don't talk trash, but you have something like that, like none of others have. You know. I think so too.
yeah. Like even your trash talk doesn't even have to be like angry trash
Yeah.
talk. Like everybody thinks like trash talk should be angry.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be angry.
Sometimes it can.
like
yeah.
you could just be like
Bro, Connor was
fucking
so witty.
around.
Like
Yeah.
when like Connor would like before he fought Khabib, and like when he was at the press conference, can't remember who it was, but he's like, oh yeah, break out the red panties. Like that shit's so like
Yeah.
Yeah.
witty. Like that. Like that's a good trash talk right there.
Oh yeah.
Rather
well,
than just like being an angry cunt and just saying.
But I'm saying like everybody cannot be the same type of trash talker. You could be the trash talker where
Yeah.
you're just like making jokes.
But even
You
when
need to be yourself as well.
like I think that like boxing trash talk is so much different than like MMA trash talk. Like, have you heard ever like boxing those
Right.
fight?
It's
Yeah.
like more clinical. It's
Yes.
like talking about like what they're gonna do to each other in the sport. I
Yeah,
feel.
but it's like also the way
feel
they
it.
like go back and forth is like it's just like stings, you know. It's
Yeah.
like you're like, oh, like he's
Bro, I've heard some boxers in like trash talk, and I'm just like, bro, these cunts are punch drunk. Like, I don't think that boxing trash talk's that intelligent. Maybe I just haven't heard the right people. I don't know. I don't really follow boxing. It's only like Aussie boxing that I've
Just
really
from
seen.
like what I've seen, I feel like it's less like personal. And it's
Yeah.
more like
More business.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't watched enough boxing trash talk, but
I know I don't really follow boxing, so but maybe like the reason MMA gets a little bit more kind of personal is because like you're literally going into a cage and fighting someone. Like it's a little bit more of like a primal thing, whereas boxing it's like you go in there, you got the like you're going into a ring, you got these gloves on, you're only allowed to throw punches. It's like a big show, like, and it's like boxing feels more classy than MMA. I guess is the right word I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
more
you know what I mean?
professional.
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, I feel like as well, like even
It's
no,
more
like, when I talk to
respected,
my
no?
parents about the sport, you know, like you explain MMA to them, like in a cage, like
Yeah,
the
it
gloves,
sounds
the
bad.
shimmies, they're like it's savagery, you know.
Yeah, it sounds way
And
worse than
boxing
it is.
like
Yeah.
boxing is like the classic sport. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all getting lost now.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know what I mean? It's just it's dying off slowly. But I don't know. It could be coming back. It just seems like everything's just like there's more things to watch now than there was like 5 years ago. Like you got
For
like
sure.
karate combat now out there. Have
But
you
it's
seen
so
that?
easy
Yeah, I
to
have.
access too, you know.
Yeah, it's
The
on YouTube.
access is like it's so accessible to everyone, so you can like really get into the sports. Yeah, and I mean like the sports like popularity overall martial arts is growing so fast.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like how good the kids are and how young they are.
Yeah,
Man, it's like adults cannot go and like mess with kids in the street anymore.
Yeah, like that
Like
kid
it
Shay
was
that
a
was
long
on.
time, yeah.
Like he like after I heard that podcast with Shay on the other day, like I went and watched him grapple. And I was like, well, this kid's like fucked up
yeah.
insane.
First
like, how
time
good
I
he is.
trained with him, I was like, that's unreal. He's 14, right?
Yeah.
It's like crazy. He's so good. He's so good. I was like saying, when my kids come, wrestling, everything, wrestling straight away.
Yeah, you got kids like him,
Yes.
like an adult.
You don't
be
have to
like,
worry
hey.
about yourself too.
Be like, hey, calm down. You know, like
You have to keep holding back.
yeah,
you
be
know?
like, calm down, kid. Shay's just like flying armbar, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, he's
that's
like flying
huge,
triangles
yeah.
to cunts. Like
Yeah,
good
literally.
people as well. He was flying
Yeah.
triangling.
Yeah, so like, you know, adults be careful out there.
Yeah.
Please be careful because there's kids out there like him. And even like he's like the real high level ones.
Yes.
Even like the mid tier or lower level
Yeah.
ones that just know like maybe year training.
yeah.
Like a year
even-
training makes you a completely different person.
Bro, my
But
mate,
even-
my mate Josh, he dropped out of school when he was 15, and he went over to Bangkok to train at Sanctinoy's gym, which is like known as the hardest gym in Thailand. And he was like fighting main event Lumpini when he was like 15 and won a world title when he was 15. It's like it's just fucking like insane. Like people that young, like getting that good. And then when he come back to Australia, he was fighting like the best in Australia, like and beating top level names. And he was 16 at the time. Like people just that young, just dedicating their life to it because they see a future in it now.
Yeah, even if it, like even women, you know, it's like you cannot like we had one girl that she was I think 12, and I remember we did like private wrestling training together, and she literally just high crotch, she just lift me up like I'm nothing, and she's 12, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm 60 kilos. I don't know, she's like maybe 48, like in the best case she's like 48. And she just lift me up like I'm nothing. And I'm like, she's 12. And she just lift me up like I'm nothing. It's literally like, yeah.
You see this Brock Lesnar's daughter? You see the pictures of her?
I heard about them,
my
but I didn't see
God.
them.
Yes.
She's gonna be a monster. She's gonna be.
She already
Yeah,
is.
she's gonna be a UFC world champion.
Yeah, it's like
Frank Mir's daughter is the same.
Yeah, her too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Brock Lesnar's daughter just looks
Like
way
she
more
is
jacked,
like-
yeah.
Yeah.
just feeding them steroids when they're
Like it
10.
looked like Brock Lesnar grew long hair and
Pretty much.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But like those are freak genetics right
Yeah.
there. Like Frank Mir's daughter too.
That's
like,
scary.
so
That's
good.
scary.
I thought she was undefeated in MMA.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I think she's pro now, maybe.
Yeah.
I think she, last time I checked, which was like probably like a year or something ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
think she
UFC's
was, like,
gonna
3 or
try to
4
sign
now.
her real fast.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of girls now like coming up in like the wrestling. I think.
Yeah, and they kind of already look like
They
this.
already
And
look.
yeah,
like
they
they're
like
gonna go to
necks are
MMA.
like this, and
Yeah.
like even I think like Andrade like looks already like, and she looks like big too, like that.
Andrade, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Andrade is like the
Yeah.
most jacked.
Yes,
of all
right.
time.
And now she fights at 125 too, and when she fights at 121, you really like she comes like this, you know?
I think she's won at every weight class.
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
she's fought every weight class.
Yeah.
Like she's fought like 135, 125, 115.
Yeah. But
think
for
so.
for her, it's like she's short, but she looks big, you know. But I think like Nunes, like she just is big woman, you know. But like Andrade is just like like little checked woman.
But the thing is, like I seen Andrade when she fought Wei Li, right?
Uh-huh.
And like Wei Li's bigger than Andrade.
Yeah. Like
Really?
Yeah, like in person.
she looks
Taller as well?
No, not taller, but just like
Bigger.
as in
Wide-
like wider.
Just thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like it's like different like let's say your neck is wider, then you look
Andrade's
bigger.
leg, like lower body, is much bigger. Like
yeah.
Wei Li's more proportioned out, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. But it's a trip to see like when you get to like weight classes like middleweight and like the way that they're like the people are built
Mhm.
is kind of crazy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of them are like really like their arms are like super long.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they're just like they look
Yes.
like a normal person, but it's just like someone just got a fucking image and just like
Yeah, extended out parts like.
Yeah, the one fight that won was the same, nah? It was the one really tall guy,
Yeah.
and then
That guy's
Oh yeah, the guy from
Yes.
Venom.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
and-
stupid tall. It's a fighter like 50 something kilos.
yes,
That
I
kid-
was like,
His
Yeah, that kid's
legs
massive.
were like,
yes, and he was
Sick.
like, so it was a knockout, right?
yeah.
Yeah, Naboo or something.
I think that's him, yeah.
Yeah, and I
Naboo.
just watched the fight, and UFC was the same. Oh my man, I don't remember who it was between, but it was like a grappler. Like the guy was like really small and like stacky, and the other guy he fought was from Spain, and he was long, tall, and he literally like took down an elbow in the face, and like the long, tall guy was like bleeding a lot, and like he finished the fight, but it's literally like the height difference was like this.
Recently?
No, I just watched like just to watch the fight.
Yeah, there's been some of those like weird.
Yeah, but it's
Weird
like super
fights.
strange to watch the same weight class, but it's like, yeah.
That's
Very-
how I felt in like all of my fights. the girls just got bigger and bigger, and I was like, oh shit.
Bro, there was you know that Russian that's like missing an eye in the UFC? You know what I'm talking
the
about?
red-headed one.
He
Bro.
needs a bouquet, eh?
Yeah, that dude, bro. There's a video on Instagram of him fighting at Bangla Stadium, a fucking MMA fight. No weigh-ins. They got to touch gloves. This comes like massive, no weigh-in. The other guy's like a 135er, and he just goes out to the boop, knocks him out.
Yeah,
Welcome to Thailand.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
fucked up.
That was messed up.
Yeah, that's
Because that dude was already had like 20 something MMA fights when he took that fight.
yeah, something
Bangla,
crazy like
right?
that. Mm.
That's just
Padding the
wrong.
record, boys.
Yeah, that's just wrong right there. But
That's
yeah,
just
I was talking
Thailand.
about- I forgot his. He's like the Russian pirate. Like he has.
Yeah,
like,
that guy.
The one eye.
Does he have one eye or?
Yeah,
is
he's missing an eye.
His eye is colored.
No, he's blind in that eye.
I
is
thought
he?
this. I
Oh,
thought this
okay.
color too.
That's why he's not fighting in America because they're athletic commissions, or like certain
Oh.
states they won't let you fight unless you got two working eyes. That's why Bisping couldn't fight or like had to hide that he had a fucked up eye for a while.
Did you guys ever know people with like two different colored eyes?
Personally, no.
Yeah, I met a few in America growing up. Like this one guy would have like one eye would be brown and the other one is green.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that's really cool.
That's
Eh?
sick.
It's trippy looking.
Yeah.
Just look like a snake.
You'd stand out in a crowd.
Yeah. Sure.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Because you get all kinds of weird mixtures in America.
But
Right. Yeah. kind of weird stuff over there. But what did we not talk about? I think we talked about everything that we were gonna go.
Did we
through.
speak about Taiwan Chai or no? Not really.
No, okay. Taiwan Chai. All right, let's talk. There's a couple things. All right, so let's go back to Taiwan Chai. All right, so Taiwan Chai, he took a risk, right? Taking this fight against Superbon because Taiwan Chai is, he's Superbon's more kickboxing than Taiwan Chai, right? Taiwan Chai is more Muay Thai, so like, I expected Taiwan Chai to win the fight.
Yeah.
Right? Because if he would have lost that fight, to me, like Taiwan Chai is probably one of the best strikers in the world. Right?
I think he's the best. Like, bro, you go back and watch like his old Lumpini fights. Like, Savas got me on watching some of them, and they're just like, he's another level. And he's only 24 years old.
Now,
yeah, I know, but like now he's 24 years old, and he's just so fucking good. Like, just like he's plays the southpaw game perfectly, like left hand, left kick, but like he's so relaxed when he fights. Like when you go watch him fight Sean Clancy, he literally looked like he was about to fall asleep, and then just boop, head kick knockout. But then when he fought Superbon, like he still looked relaxed, but he just looked a little bit more tentative and like on, if that makes sense, because it was like there was more risk involved fighting someone at that level.
Yeah, but he looked confident in that fight.
Yeah,
So I don't think he took that much a risk. He knew what he gonna do, and I think he felt confident in himself too. Yeah, exactly like you said. He knows what he does.
Yeah,
and he knows he's good.
Yeah, Superbon, he's a kickboxer, right? So like,
but he's still a Thai that came from Thailand fighting Muay Thai before going into kickboxing, so he knows how to play the game.
To me, it's there was no risk for Superbon. It was like he just goes back to kickboxing.
True.
Does his thing in kickboxing because he can make a lot doing kickboxing fights.
How old is Superbon now? Do you know?
He's not even that old. He's like in his like mid-20s, late
Really?
20s. Yeah.
Not real. Google.
He looks a lot older than Taiwan Chai.
Yeah, Taiwan Chai's only 24.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Yeah, but Taiwan Chai, he's still newer into the game though, right? Compared to Superbon.
Do you mean new into the one championship
he's
game?
33.
Yeah, I thought he
that's
was
what
around.
I thought.
Yeah.
That he's older.
When you say new into the game, you mean new into the Muay Thai game or the one championship game?
One championship.
Okay, yeah. But PK Senchai, like they have so many one championship fighters. Like
they know what they do.
Yeah, like they know what they're doing. Like they got a boxing coach there ever since the little gloves and all that. So they know what they're doing, and I think Taiwan Chai adapts very well to it because like the way he used to fight at Lumpini, he was like more of like a left kick knee kind of fighter, but now he uses his hands a bit more. But still uses the left kick.
But is Taiwan Chai training at Chai PK?
PK Senchai, yeah.
But he was in Venom for some time now.
He was where?
In Venom, no.
He goes back and forth.
Okay.
But for the most part, he's based out of PK Senchai.
Okay.
Well, the PK Senchai, they're smart, man, because like right now, one championship is where all the money's at. So like they want to send their fighters.
For sure.
No, it is where all the money's at. Like imagine how much money that Taiwan Chai. I'm talking about not even just with fighting for one champion. I'm talking about like the sponsorships because of Channel 7.
Yeah, but I think for Thai is like one is like.
Yeah,
then you got
that's what I'm saying. It's
like Rotang said, and he built his life on it.
Yeah.
Stamp built his life on it,
everybody.
And the same, like for example,
no, Sexon.
Sexon. I just wanted to say Sexon, like
Sexon
story went like hard. Like what he said, like he finally gonna put his daughter into school because he won the bonus, something like that.
But it's not the only option. Like you got Pech Panamarin, like he went over to Glory and he went over to like Rise Kickboxing. Like
no,
he made
I'm saying
a lot.
like it's not the only option.
Yeah.
But
for Thai
like,
is like
it's the best option and it's the closest option because Friday Fights is something that's in their grasp. Like they could see it every Friday. They just want that one little like opportunity, right? That's all they want. They don't care if they're getting paid $2,000, right, or $1,000 right now. Because why? If they get on there and they get a knockout and they get the bonus, and that's what.
How many bonuses to fights usually?
What do you mean?
Whatever.
Just,
Whatever.
Like how many fights are there usually on a Friday fight night, and then how many bonuses?
It doesn't matter.
It
Bonuses don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like they'll just chuck them out there. Like
350,000.
This is another 10K, another 10K.
It's 10K, I think, in US dollars, right?
Yeah. It was at the start. It was more than that. At the start, it was like 50,000.
No, it wasn't.
I swear
that
it was.
That was just for the fight nights.
I thought
Okay.
it was 50K. So.
Yeah, it's the only when it's like in Singapore, like the big fight shows.
Okay, got
it. Big fight shows. But the ones in Lumpini on Fridays, those are the ones that are like 10K, unless it's like one of the Superbon, something like that. But yeah, like it changed so many people. Like it changed like they gave the interpreter a bonus too. You know what I mean? Like that was the wildest shit.
That was cute.
That was so good. That dude, he's super nice though, Frank.
Yeah.
I ran into him a few times. The guy that does that, because he's like, he yells everything just like Mitch would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, people get hyped off of it. I think it's nice to get all the
I think that's
give the bonus to the interpreter guy,
Yeah.
because he like broke down.
I didn't know that happened, eh?
Yeah, he like broke down and was
Yeah.
crying and shit. I was like, damn, it's not that
Yeah,
serious.
but it changes people's lives.
Yeah, true.
It
Mm.
really
Because-
does.
Especially if you're a Thai coming from like a poor
Exactly.
country.
10K like in American dollars, like
You
can
can
do
build your house in some
in
parts.
Thailand you can
Yeah.
do like fewer houses with that money, you
Mm.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you build your house and like next thing you know you got your own little gym,
Mm.
Yeah.
running smoothly with 10K.
RWS pays quite well though.
Yeah.
Like when you're fighting on the big main events and all that, like they got tournaments that like if you win like if you win 3 fights, like $1 million baht. So it's like it's not the only option, but there are
Yeah.
like I get what you're saying. Where it's
No,
like one
there's like,
bonus.
if you look at the TV ratings, right? There's like so many different promotions.
Mm.
You know what I mean? There's so many different promotions. I'm not saying like one would be the only option, but like
But one in RWS is probably
Yeah.
top 2.
I think
oh,
one is
for
one
sure.
in some ways one is like the easiest too, you know.
Yeah, the platform.
Yeah, for
Mm.
Thais, yeah.
Now it's
Thai
becoming
form.
the biggest platform. Like if you get on there, you can spread you to a bigger audience. You know what I mean? If you go viral on Friday Fights, you
Mm.
know, it could get you to like, a bigger audience. Like what is it?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
sponsorships like fighters are getting now, like the Thai fighters are getting now, are way different. than
Yeah.
it
What do you
was.
mean by that?
Like they're getting way better sponsorships.
Mm.
Like like they're getting like watch sponsors, which barely ever happens with
Yeah.
fighters.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? What's his name? Taiwan Chai got a watch sponsorship. I
With
forgot
who?
Timex maybe, but still,
Damn.
like that's a pretty good probably chunk
that's
of
big.
money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So
Plus the free bling.
like if you could get like an energy drink, that'd be big, right? Energy drink.
Mm.
Any clothing brand.
Under
kind of-
Armour.
yeah,
Like Nike or
Under
something like
Armour.
that?
Nike doesn't do, but Under Armour does.
Under
Yeah.
Armour.
Yeah, but you want to get like something that's not sports, because those sponsorships will always come. You want to get something that's outside of sports. You wanna
Gucci.
you want to get something that's like, you don't have to even necessarily get Gucci. You could get like any kind of brand.
Yeah, I've seen girls get like jewelry and like things
Mhm.
like that.
Like even like little brands that are coming up. Like some people jump on with brands like that.
Yeah,
To like,
they see an opportunity. Why
it's an
not?
opportunity.
Yeah,
Exactly, it's an opportunity to
yeah,
to hop on when it's like small. So when they blow up, you never know nowadays what's gonna be the next big thing.
yeah.
But yeah, it's Christmas. What did you get? Did you get what you wanted for Christmas, Zanetti?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Got a couple books. Mum actually did send over a couple presents. That was sweet of her. Sent over a couple books.
That's cute. That's cute.
Oh,
Yeah. I wish someone did gifts to me too.
My mum loves me more than yours does.
What kind of books are they?
Got one called The 33 Strategies of War, which is it's like about war strategies and all that. And I've heard that it's like a very good book for fighters to read. And the other one, actually I'm not going to say what the other one was. I don't really want to say what it was.
Have you read the 34 Strategies of War?
34 strategies.
Of War. Have you read that?
Nah, but you got one more strategy than I do now.
Yes, I do. I was just wondering if you read that book. You know what? I don't read.
No.
No.
Bro.
I was never really into reading unless it was necessary.
Oh.
I used to hate reading
I
in
hate
school with
reading.
a passion. Like
I
I
hate
hated
reading.
it. But now it's like I'm reading what I want to read. So now it like actually makes me like I read every day. I read a lot every day, but like it's because I want to learn about the topics. And so it's not just like fighting stuff. Like I'll read books about like negotiation or like how to deal with people and shit like that. Like just because it's like how to deal with people.
I'm always learning something that I could try to utilize. Like I don't like reading because it's just like, I don't know. I just never was into reading. Reading just makes me want to sleep.
What about like podcasts?
Read it before bed. Puts me to sleep.
well, then I won't be reading anything because I'll read one page and I'll be sleeping already. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. It's gonna take me like 10 years to read one book. No,
Well,
I'm just
that's a
saying.
start.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a start.
No, but like to me, it's like I don't know. I've never been like that.
Do you listen
Even
to
when I was a
audiobooks?
kid. No, I don't really listen to audiobooks. I listen to podcasts and like
Yeah, there's so
I
much.
listen to interviews a lot. I just listen to interviews that have nothing to do with fighting, nothing to do with anything. Really, just like people that are living in the street. Like they interview this guy for 20 minutes. He's living in the street. I listen to that interview. It's just I don't even know who he is. Just listen to it and hear their life story about
like
like how they
that.
do that.
Uh,
It's so interesting to listen to that stuff.
Yeah, of course.
the way I see it though is like someone was an expert at a topic and they put it in a book and they're putting it out on the shelf for you to read. I would be stupid not to read this book that has all this knowledge in it. And like if you don't like reading, audiobooks are a perfect way to be able
No,
to do
for
it. You
sure.
know what I mean? But like, is that the only type of interviews and like do you listen to, or like you listen to like
No, I
experts
always
on
listen to some wacky interviews like
what about just like experts on a
Holocaust
topic?
survivors, like prostitutes, like whatever, like
Yeah,
just
it's
people with
cool,
some
right?
wacky
Yeah.
lives. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, what about like informational ones? So it's like, oh, this is an expert at this topic that I want to learn about.
Oh, of course, that's what I'm doing all day, every day, pretty much. It's
Mm.
like I'm like watching things, and then like seeing problems, and then trying to solve the problems with the internet, basically learning as I do things.
Funny, I'm the other way. Like I like to read like stories, but I read the knowledgeable books too because I have to read them. Like I know like I get something from that book, but at the same time I like to like and when I know I'm read something like how to I don't know influence people. I'll read that, but I need to read something that has a story. Like so, I mix the books up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read multiple things.
Yes.
at the same time.
Yeah.
I do that.
Oh. See, you guys are readers. I'm not a reader. Like I'm more of like, okay, I gotta learn how to use this camera. All right, let's sit down. Boom.
But
learn
do you
how to
watch
use
YouTube.
YouTube
camera.
videos?
Yeah, you just go on YouTube.
No,
for-
I'm going on YouTube. I'm reading,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
articles or whatever,
Yeah.
like forums or whatnot. But like, I'm never like reading a book. I don't remember even the last time I read a actual like book for pleasure. Just like
I like the aesthetics there too. You
I
know, just
don't-
taking the book and reading it.
I just don't like.
Right?
When it's calm,
Yes.
it's great.
It's-
Just, like,
it's-
I think it's
shit.
just
It
like
sounds
um,
romantic, right?
yeah.
Like, oh, I'm gonna take a
Like,
book.
cup or something, just-
I'm gonna take a book
Yes.
with me to the beach and like
Yeah,
lay
you
in the
go in
sun
a
and read
coffee
the book.
shop and you read your book.
It
It's
sounds
like
romantic, right?
And then get there and you're
I
just like
get
getting
up there,
sand and shit.
I read the
one page and sleep, right?
Yeah, just read it, and I wake up and I'm just like, oh, how did I get burned? What are you? Damn it! You know what I mean? Like a bird. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't work out too good. So yeah, like I'm more of like there's got to be a purpose. If I'm
Yeah,
reading it,
yeah.
I have to read it for a purpose. Like I don't watch the news. Do you watch news? I
Fuck
don't watch
no.
the news.
Right.
My parents are really into the news, but my dad
Oh
used,
god, dude.
bro, my dad used to be a political cartoonist, so like he was kind of forced to watch the news. I think now it's just like a part of his life because he's like over 60 now. So like my parents always said to me, "You need to watch the news." And I was like, "No, I fucking
That
don't."
will stress you out.
But I feel like in Europe it's a thing that you have to watch the news and you have to know what's going on. And then I came here, at first I felt like I'm kind of ignorant because I was living like I don't want to know anything that's going on outside this bubble. And like now it's like sometimes you want to be like know what's going on, but at the same time like nah, I still don't want to stress myself
I
out.
actually couldn't tell you the last time I turned on the TV. Like years.
Yeah.
Years.
My TV's right there, but I don't even know.
Yeah,
how
it's
to
not
turn
even
it on.
plugged
It's like
in.
decorative.
That's the point. Yeah, it's just like
So
there.
people think you're normal.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I have a TV. Check it out.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually got a PlayStation over here, so that's the only reason I turned on my TV.
Yeah, but yeah, like I don't know. So I think too many people they're so focused on the news.
Yeah.
Like news is just
But you
makes
don't met
people
these people
crazy.
here. Like I didn't feel like in
no. There's
Phuket.
people here that are crazy about the news too.
Okay,
I'm just
maybe.
gonna say who they are. I'm just saying there's people that are crazy about the news here too, but it's just less here.
Yeah.
Like you could just shut it out,
Yeah.
and then you'll see people. There's always people doing something here, hustling, doing this, doing that, getting ready for a fight. Oh, I'm going here next week, or I just came back from here. But it's always like moving, just
Yeah.
everything's moving, grooving, moving
Yeah.
and grooving, moving and grooving. Like, oh, you just got back. Oh, how long were you gone for? I didn't even
Yeah.
notice you were gone for a month.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just
Like
it
people
becomes-
just come and
Yeah.
go.
Come
and
Yeah,
go.
that's crazy. I always say like time moves differently here.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't like example, that I don't feel like I've been here 4 years. You know, it's crazy, but it's like because the life it's just different.
And then
Yeah.
people like they leave and then they come back and they're
Yes.
like, oh, you were
Yeah.
gone for like 6 months.
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
doesn't
I don't
seem
even like
it.
see. Yeah, it doesn't even seem like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a trip. But then one thing that sucks about this place, you can't hide
What do you mean?
because people can always find you here.
What,
Can they?
elaborate.
Yeah.
Elaborate. I don't know what you mean.
No, because if you train, you're always at the gym. So if someone wants to find you, they can find you at the gym.
Fair.
Yeah, but
Wait, who
that's how.
it's from?
But honestly, that's what
Huh?
it's kind of like at home anyway. Because like only really people that associated people that I train with at home. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
obviously I got people that I work with, but
Yeah, but
I
actually,
go to
I've
work
thought
and I
about it.
fuck
If you
off
get
on
like a little stalker, like he or she would know that you are at the training every every day, right? Like they would know because you're a fighter. So where are you gonna be? You're gonna be at the gym. You know, I remember one time I went to this Thai market and I bought meat from one guy and he's like, "Where are you training at?" And I was like, "Oh, thanks." I'm like, "Oh my god, I shouldn't have said that." And I go home. I'm like, "No, he knows where I'm training."
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
that's a girl problem. That's not a guy problem.
That's real.
Yeah, that is, and it's like it's super easy, you know. You go train, he waits there, and then follows you home.
Yeah.
Like last week, this guy at the pool at the hotel
Yeah.
I'm staying at, like came up, sat like right next to me. There's like 8 chairs, and they were all empty. And I was like just lying there, turning, and then he come and sit, and they're like in pairs, you know. He came and sat on the one that like I was on.
Should have just gotten Jake to come sit next to him.
He came down, but anyway, he like was asking me all these questions, and I was like lying, saying I was like at Revolution Gym, like because I didn't. But eventually
smart.
it came out like I was at Bangtao doing grappling, and we were training, and then he rocked up, and I was like, "That's the guy."
Bro, people are fucking
Yeah,
weird.
he was
People
there.
are weird.
It was scary.
People are weird.
It is weird. It's weird because you kind of you put yourself out there online a little
Yeah, it
bit, and people
is.
see you there, and they're just
It
like,
is.
oh,
That's the like
You're
the
there.
other side of social media, you
That
know. It's
sucks.
like yeah.
Wait, where are you?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, like
Yeah.
on one hand it's like, yeah, I'm training at Phuket, Thailand, oh, I'm in Bangtao, but like other hand, like everyone knows you're there, like everyone knows.
everybody
Yeah.
does know.
Then you could be really stupid and put in your Instagram bio like this idiot. I'm in
They always say posted
Not
an
me.
hour after you have left the location.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's smart, yeah. But what
They
if
always
I've been
say-
here like 4 years?
Well, exact location.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. It is like you are kind of like under a microscope
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
you know, like remember we were talking about earlier, like you see people here and they're like generally really happy to be here,
Yeah.
and then those are I think there's a lot of those people that are like, I watch videos of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was seeing videos of you now. You're like in front of me. Oh my god! Right? Like I've seen that happen
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's
It
just
is like that.
I'm like, I wish I had that in me. Like I wish I had that. Like
Go and say I saw videos of you.
yeah, I wish I had like that fandom.
Yeah.
I don't have it.
Yeah.
Like I could meet the most famous people in the world, and I'd just be like, all right, what's up?
I would just be
Yeah,
awkward.
like I don't have that in
Yeah.
me. Like I don't like flip out on people. Like,
well,
oh,
they're
yeah.
just people. Like,
Yeah.
we're all just
Yeah.
people.
But then like most people, I think most people in the world, when famous people come, they do act different.
Were you always
do.
like that though, or did that just kind of come over time of being around?
Like I was always like that. I think it's just me because I moved around a lot when I was
Mm.
young, so I was always like adapt to new things,
New
and
people.
and shit all
Yeah.
the time. So like because of that, maybe that kind of formed my personality in a way.
Mm.
But I've never been like, oh my
Stargaze.
god,
Yeah.
Volkanovski.
Brad Riddell, the cat
Look at Brad. He's like next to me. He touched my gloves. You know, like it's not, like that. I just never been like that. But I've
Yeah.
seen people that are like that. Like
But
I've
sometimes
seen
Some
people
people are-
turn into that.
Yeah.
Bro,
before.
some
I
people
was
are
just like, what the
obsessed.
hell is
Yeah, but
going on?
sometimes like it's
It's
like
different 5
you
minutes
have
ago.
so much respect for that person because you know what
Yeah.
they've done, you know,
Yeah.
like like for example, like Willie's where I wanna be, you know, where we wanna be, right? So you're like just super like the respect is so high. So I feel like that sometimes makes it like a little different,
So
maybe.
true.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
respect is a little bit different, but
Yeah.
just like
Like the crazy fan side, yeah, I get
like
it, I
crazy
get it.
fan, or like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, we're gonna be friends now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you see that sometimes too. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh, come on.
Like
I tell like so,
Yeah.
I would tell them like
Yeah.
they're not gonna be your friend. That's their job. They have to be
Being
nice to
nice,
you. You know what I
yeah.
mean? That's
Yeah.
you're a fan. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
bro,
Take
we're
a
best
picture.
buds now.
Yeah, we're
Kids who
best
get to
buds.
photos like, yeah, bro, we train together. We're like
In
best
saying
buds.
that though, I have heard that Whaley is like the kindest human being
Yeah,
like, that
she
you'll ever
is.
meet. Apparently, she's just beautiful to everybody.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's super nice, like super nice.
That's cool. I think
Yeah.
that's cool. She doesn't think.
I
she's,
think
like,
all the like stars that have come through Bangkok, for example, have been like super nice, and like you don't you don't really feel like, oh, they're like stars. Even I've actually talked about it a lot with people. It's like even when I think that's Bangkok too. You know, even when we train at the mats, you're like everyone's treated the same way. Like everyone is treated the same way, and you sometimes you don't even know the guys in UFC. I remember we had one guy like training, and I was like, "Oh, you're pretty good," and then later I found out he's in UFC. I was like, "Dang."
Yeah, that happened the other day when I was wrestling like last week or something. And fucking, I was wrestling with this dude. I'm like, oh yeah, he's alright. And then like later I find out he's like 15th ranked featherweight in UFC. He's fighting Dan Ige. I was like, oh, that's why he's good.
Yeah, but it happens in Bangkok, and the way like even like coaches, you know, it's like everyone's treated the same way. Like, yeah, it's just
Yeah, they're not gonna be treating somebody differently just because
Yeah,
they're
but,
like more
in
famous
some-
or something. Because a lot of those guys that they actually knew them before they even
Yeah.
became who they are. You know?
Mm.
Yeah.
They've always been training with those people.
But it's
so.
like I've been in the gyms that you can like tell that like people get treated differently,
Yeah,
you
special
know?
treatment.
Yeah, especially like a lot, and like in MMA too, you know. And then when I came to Bangkok, I was like, oh, so we're all the same, actually, you know? Yeah,
Yeah,
Or
you
like-
start to see things. You're like, damn, how
yeah,
did they get that far?
Mm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Like you see things, you start to see things. I'm not even a fighter, but
Yeah, but you're around it so much as
yeah,
well.
I'm around it so much. I see things, I hear things, I know things. I have to be quiet about things. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. But yeah, like sometimes you see like certain fighters, and you're just like, damn, I can't believe that they went that far
yeah.
with that work ethic. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Bro, some
I was
guys
like,
are
that's-
shocking.
Like,
Like
with that
some-
skill set, and you went that far. That says a lot about
Yeah.
you as a person. Because this is fighting too. It's not like you got a couple lucky goals or something like that. It's just insane.
Yeah, you were firing.
Yeah.
Bro, the first time I kind of felt that was like I was 16 and I went to my Muay Thai gym in the morning to do like pads with my coach, and he was on the pads with this MMA fighter, and I knew who that MMA fighter was. He was like a very highly ranked Australian, and he's just like hitting the pads, he's like, and like he clearly didn't give a fuck, but that's because he subs all of his guys. Like he's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu back, but this is striking free because he has to. And I said to my coach afterwards, oh yeah, that was that MMA fighter. He's like, yep, hate training him, just do it because I have to. I'm his striking coach. He barely listens and like all this shit. And then next fight he got knocked out. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's like you've got these guys that like they're on a pedestal because you see them like they're choking out all these dudes or like just knocking out all these dudes. But then it's like some aspect of the training they're just going to neglect or they just don't give a shit about it. And then like that's where they're going to come undone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you got to like focus on everything.
Well, I don't know, but those
you just
level
gotta-
of fighters, it's gonna be harder now.
Yeah,
'Cause
you
you got
have to
kids
be
like Shay.
complete. You
Yeah,
have
you
to
got
be
kids like Shay.
yes.
You can't be like, oh, my striking is pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's like where
Yeah.
MMA is going. Is like if you look like the early stages of UFC, like there's like a lot that one guy's good at one thing, another guy's good at other thing, but like
no, they're all
yeah,
MMA
now you
athletes.
have to be like you
Yeah.
have to be good at everything. You have to be. You
Yeah.
have to be good at ground. You have to know how to strike. Like you cannot stand like face to face with guys like at highest level. Yeah, I feel like that's where MMA is going. Really, is like, and we really have to be good at everything.
I feel
Like-
like the sport's becoming like more cohesive as well. It's not like you're learning all the separate disciplines. And, like, we have like MMA classes now, like
Yeah.
MMA striking
Yes,
classes,
yes,
and, like, MMA grappling classes,
Yes.
like as opposed to jiu-jitsu or like
yeah.
just wrestling.
Yeah, even okay, I come from Muay Thai background, right? But when I grapple with you and you're a grappler background, it's like it's hard for me, and I have to adjust. Yeah.
Striking. So-
Yes, but I mean like yeah,
But your job is to like, okay, I gotta be able to neutralize her strength
Yeah.
to get back to my strength, so I can win the fight.
Yeah,
where
but
I'm
that for
comfortable.
that, I feel like I need to know how to also like play her game. You know,
Of course.
I need to. Yeah.
That's how you're gonna neutralize it.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like, to me, Adesanya is Adesanya, but like to me, Pereira is the one that's like the mystery to me. Is like the way he fights. It's like, how the fuck?
It's that left hook.
Yeah,
That's all it
it's
is.
like his
People dead.
stance, the way he fights, the way he kicks. I heard that like he has like a special technique of like how he kicks to the calf.
To be honest, I haven't even
Tough.
watched his like kickboxing really that kind of fight. So
Just watch him. Like it's just incredible. Like he's fearless. I
Yeah.
don't understand like how he just stands there with the hardest hitters and wants to just fight them like this. Like
That's
literally like
mad.
this.
It's because
like,
he's so good. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like,
he's just that good that he's just like, all right, go on, hit me.
he's so
Hit me.
good. He has so much confidence in his chin,
Yeah.
and he has so much confidence in his power that he knows that he only lands one shot. It's just like one, and it's like this is like a short hook too, not even a heavy one. Man, to me, it's like I want to know how does he kick? Like he doesn't even twist his hip.
Yeah, it's just like an up.
Yeah,
It's an up.
Yeah.
Just up.
It's
It's
not
like
like
his-
it's not a special technique. It's just like a certain way of kicking.
It's like
Yeah.
in the in the comedies.
Yeah.
Like, the guy like in the comedy like they grab him and then like somehow his legs come up and then like slap each other like like it's
Yeah,
like
I know what
that.
you mean.
It's like that. It's like he's like standing and the next thing he kicked but didn't move anything.
Yeah.
It's
But
like
I
his
feel
legs.
like for MMA it's
You know what I mean?
perfect, you know? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, and for MMA it's perfect. You don't know what's
Yeah.
coming because I actually just trained the other week with one of the coaches. Like came from South Africa, and the way like because I throw a roundhouse kick like roundhouse kick like Muay Thai kick, and it's like everyone in MMA can see that. Like, but that's true. Like everyone catches my kicks. Okay, there's 100 other things why they do that too. But then he started showing me like to just kick up, you know, and it's like it's complete changer. It's like you can stand like Pereira and just kick up, and it's like literally the kick comes from nowhere. Yeah.
yeah,
But
but then
of
he
course,
like
if you're a
kicks,
Savas, then it's like
he kicks up and he's like
Savas doesn't really kick in MMA though.
Yeah.
Throws leg kicks.
it's-
Yeah, Savas is good at adapting. Like when like he's got his Thai style, but then when he goes to MMA, he's like boxing, hard shots, leg
Yeah.
kick. That's all he really does, and just defends takedowns. Because like if you're a good Muay Thai fighter, you just naturally get good at wrestling just because of the clinch. You got to know the differences.
Clinch, yeah.
You got to know the differences, but like the clinch
Yes.
translates over so much.
and the
Yes.
cage. Too.
Like everyone says to me, like,
Yes.
"How's your wrestling so good?" I'm like, "I don't know, bro. Like, we just,
It's just
I
clinch,
clinch, bro."
Yeah, it's clinch. Remember even when I first started a year ago, like I never wrestled before, and they put me on a wall with Loma. But because I can clinch because I know what clinch is, so it's like wrestling. Like for example, wall wrestling comes very naturally.
Mm.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Just keep talking, just keep flowing with the conversation.
Yeah, well,
Christmas.
Oh, we're talking about Christmas.
And books.
Hey, Christmas books.
So
And we
yeah,
ended up
gifts.
talking about people in the clinch for some reason. Yeah, we're talking about books, not reading, and then we're in the clinch. Everything ends up always in the clinch,
Yeah.
right? But hey, if you're watching and you're a kid, keep reading. Reading is good for you. You need to know how to read. You need to learn how to read to actually do things in life. You know what I mean? Have you ever watched that show? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
No.
I
think we're too
recommend
young
it.
for that.
I recommend watching that, or just watch it on YouTube. Just watch the
Okay.
like long highlighted clips of it. It's like one of the guys on the show. You probably would recognize him because he's in movies, but in the show he can't read.
Mm.
In the show, and it's just like, I don't know. Anyways, that's nothing. To do. That's
Oh,
I don't know where you're going with that, but
yeah.
alright.
Okay, we'll go watch. It's Funny as Philadelphia. We'll be back on Thursday night at 7 p.m. with a couple other people. So before we go out, Zanetti, you fighting in 2 weeks? Where are you fighting?
Yeah, I'm gonna be main eventing Petrbuncha Stadium at Koh Samui. Yeah,
January.
January 10th. Yeah,
Is that when everybody's going to Koh Samui?
I believe. Yeah, we've got 5 Bangtao fighters on it.
Okay,
I'm
so
main
I'm gonna
eventing.
go there.
Frank,
too.
yeah, Frank said he's gonna go. Savas said he's probably gonna go, but he's also fighting 2 weeks later.
Who's
So,
fighting too? 5 fighters.
Sam, the French dude, the dark French dude, and then they got a couple of MMA fighters on there as well.
Oh, really? MMA fighters?
Yeah, but it's all Muay
Oh,
Thai. Like
okay.
we're all fighting Muay Thai, but me and Sam are like the main two
Yeah.
Muay Thai fighters.
I've never been to Koh Samui, so I want to go
It's
out
nice. Go
Right,
there,
this
connect
week-
with
I'm gonna
us,
go
yeah,
with you
super
guys.
nice.
Yeah, this will be my 4th fight there, but honestly, I haven't even really explored it because we literally go there Tuesday, cut weight, fight Wednesday, leave by 9 a.m. Thursday. So it's like I've never explored Koh Samui.
It's
Just like-
super nice.
Just like stadium, home, stadium, home, stadium, home. Just do that 3 or 4 times. But yeah, should be a good fight. I don't know who I'm fighting yet, but that's Thailand. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
the next.
whatever.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. If I don't find out to the weigh-ins, I don't find out to the weigh-ins. That's it's a good thing about being out here. You just fight whoever,
Fight.
you know.
You're fighting yourself anyways most of the time, right?
Yeah, it's all in your head. Like,
Yeah.
if I don't know who I'm fighting, I'm just like, okay, see how the first round goes. We'll go from there. Fucking. But
do you ever imagine you're fighting yourself?
what do you mean? Like,
Like you hate yourself so much that you imagine you're fighting yourself so you can beat
Not
yourself?
yet. Haven't been there yet.
nah. I deal with shit pretty good mentally. Like I used to be pretty shit when it came to dealing with shit mentally, but now it's like, nah, just go in there, do my thing.
Imagine like if a fighter, that was their like whole psychology of fighting. It's like when they went in to fight, they were imagining themselves fighting themselves.
That's what Conor McGregor
And
said
they
he used
hate
to do.
themselves so
He didn't do that.
so much
Yeah.
that you wanted to kill yourself.
That's
So
so
That's
every fight
fucked up.
you're killing
That's
yourself.
fucked up, yes.
so dumb.
Oh shit! What did I do? Sorry.
The,
It's over.
hey, that's a movie right there, right? That's a
It
movie.
is.
That's a
It
movie right
is.
there. Yeah, I'm always making movies. Anyways, what do you got next? You gonna fight next month in January?
Nah, hopefully in February I'll have an MMA fight. Yeah,
February.
February 14th.
Chloe, what about you?
Maybe March, I think they're
March?
trying to line up. Yeah, I'm Eternal at the Gold Coast.
Is it
It's
amateur still or pro or?
We'll
see, we'll
see.
So it could be the year of pro.
Could be, could
Pro.
be.
Fine. That sounds good. Eternal.
Yeah.
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 Eternal.
Good show.
Of course, man. Of course. I know the boys from Eternal. I've known them for a long time. What's his name? From,
Robin and
from Scrappy.
Cam. Yeah,
Cam. Cam. And not Cam. Is it Cam?
Cam's the guy
Cam
that runs
O'Neill.
it. Yeah, Cam O'Neill, and then
Casey's father.
yeah,
Yeah.
Casey's dad, and then
Right.
Robin runs Proving
Proving
Grounds.
Who's the one that was
Win?
from Scrappy?
Oh no.
Didn't he have something to do with?
I don't know.
Eternal?
I don't really follow
Anyways,
MMA in Australia. I
anyways.
just know certain people
Anyways, no, I used to like cover all of that stuff for a couple of years.
in Australia.
Yeah,
Did you live in Australia?
no, but I used to cover it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
weird. I've
okay.
never been to Australia, but
Never?
Should
but
go.
I know so many. I know so many of the fighters. But I've
Oh.
never been there. in my
They're all
life.
just in Phuket.
Yeah, I'm just like, no, this is like when I was in Korea still. But anyways, let's shut it off. I'll see you guys on Thursday with another group of hungry hippos. Later.